recapping Jason's 2013 V1 drama news. Then I go Xmas decoration shopping for my first ever Xmas party with Cutie and Gray. Xmas decoration plus Christmas plus tree shopping. Okay. Here we'll do the Yakub clip, and then I'll get into the recap real quick. I like that everyone was giving Dan shit for the new layout and it's back to normal today. Oh, really? New North Star Radio vid was pretty based. So you've converted to Christianity, the one and only true God, your Lord and Savior. Hell yeah, brother. Hell fucking yeah. Should I get Rivals? I mean, it's free, I think. So isn't it free to play? But with like skins, it's a live service game. It's up to you. But I obviously enjoy it quite a bit. So, you know, I enjoy it a lot. It's the Overwatch killer, folks. That's what it is. Christmas is a more Coca-Cola holiday than a Christian one. I mean, I like that though. Is your drama part a lie? Yeah, always. It's Saturday fun day, folks. Bitch, Overwatch has been dead for years. Oh, thank you, Themasius, for the playlist. We got German Christmas market attack. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's get started with the fun shit. Here's the 20v1 supercut. Okay, let's get started. So for those of you who don't know, JasonTheWeen is a FaZe formal. Okay, he has a formal for FaZe Clan, and it's kind of like it's basically the same as like your formal that you would have at school, right? And for that he had 20 girls lined up for content. He wanted to rizz up 20 girls, but he wanted my help. He wanted Unk's help. Okay, 13v1. Wasn't this a 20v1? It was supposed to be a 20v1, but I think it was technically a 14v1. Formal canceled due to crash out due to fighting. What is the? I don't know about any of that shit. Jason got the Spectrum Riz update. Yes, he was like, let me use the Riz of a man who scored a 127 on the autism test. You know, got the high score. I could carpet my house with the amount of thread used in Hassan's sweater. I love the sweater. It's La Mer, for those of you who are asking. La Mer is not a hashtag ad or anything. It's like relatively affordable, but very nice. It's still very expensive in comparison to like if you're only getting H&M shit, but I like it. It's not like insanely priced in the way that like a lot of these higher end brands are, but it's very nice. Okay, so is the FaZe formal like frat parties where you can't be freed from the handcuffs until you finish with the alcohol? No, I don't think so. I think it's just like a regular content formal. But yeah, he had 20 girls lined up. I think it was like 17 that showed up. Yeah, I saw this last night. Listen, if my owner was that hot, I would obey too. You guys seemingly liked it a lot because I was looking at my own Twitter community and you guys were watching in real time and going crazy over it. So that was cool. Here, let's look at some of these recaps.
Valorant E-Dater arms.
I have the Valorant E-Dater arms.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play video games?
Okay, you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
I'm doing
not
too
that
much.
funny. Calm down.
You're not that funny.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's.
I'm just kidding.
You like playing
But
games?
I would never play guessing games with your
But
heart.
I would never play guessing games with your heart.
I'm glad. I would never play with yours.
Yeah.
Okay, that was corny as. The fact that she laughed at that is
was
good.
corny as the fact that she laughed at that is good.
Stop. Do you want me to be serious?
Nah.
He just kept saying everything that I was telling him. I was like, Jason, stop. I'm just giving you feedback. Proves you have no Riz. Yes, chatters, I have no Riz. You got me, okay? You ain't on the button, homie. 1v1 at the end. Yeah, we'll do that in a second as well. Has Jason taken the test too? He kicked out all the sweetest girls first. Fuckboy nephew. I agree. Look, I can't talk, like all the girls were lovely. They were all fantastic. And I'm not saying that because they were all Hasanabi heads who apparently all wanted to take photos after the stream had ended. But it does make it quite difficult to properly adjudicate these sorts of things. So, but yeah, they were all wonderful. They were definitely very kind, a lot nicer than you would expect. The types of girls that like, this was not like a fresh and fit type of girls that go on like those podcasts and shit.
Nah. Nonchalant.
Be more nonchalant. What would Dennis do? Would he stick his tongue out?
What's your shoe size?
My shoe size?
Yeah,
I think they're like 8.
that's fire. Like a 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, maybe. Hold up.
My hands look like this, so
that's
your hands can be
genuine.
covered in diamond
That's
rings.
funny.
My hands look like this so that your hands can be covered in diamond rings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty smooth.
There's like calluses everywhere. It's like this right here is from a punch mark.
People
I
say it's
punched
from
the shit
beating
out
my meat, but it's actually from punching bad guys.
of- People say it's from beating my meat, but it's actually from punching bad guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely took great liberties here. Okay, I definitely took great advantage of this opportunity where I have this level of control, where I have this level of control where I could get him to say, shit. It was, listen, in my mind, I was thinking there's 2 avenues here. There's 2 routes to take. Okay, it's like that meme where you got the car or you got the kid and there's like 2 castles. Okay, and the 2 routes that I have is make him say unhinged shit and max out on the content, or try to get him to rizz girls up. And I felt like he could rizz these girls up on his own. That would have been entirely different. You know what I mean? There was a devil on my shoulder. There was a devil on my shoulder, and I was the devil on his shoulder, basically. And the devil on my shoulder chose the content path. Okay, so I had to do it. I had to do it for the content.
It's from beating my meat, but it's actually from punching bad guys. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
All right, conduct the rest of this in a British
This is-
accent
oh, this
without
is-
letting her
Yeah.
know why.
Sorry, but we'll figure this out.
Manchester's blue. Yeah.
Accent, love it.
I mean, you look blank. You
Thank
look
you.
blank.
Peng.
Painting.
Like a pang thing, miss.
Where you from?
You're a painting, miss.
Thank you. Okay.
UK.
30
Yeah.
How
colonies.
long have you been in LA then?
13 colonies.
Son don't.
Yeah.
Son
That's East
never.
Coast,
Son
huh?
never says on the British
Someone
Empire.
never said the British Empire. Yeah. Yeah. I love you. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't-
Yeah. Good.
Did the unhinged shit you made him say is better than his usual cringe, in my opinion? I don't know about that, dude. I think I told him to say, people think I have calluses in my hands because I beat my meat, but it's actually from punching bad guys. That is not a sustainable nor an appropriate line in any setting, content or otherwise. Okay. That is an entirely inappropriate and unacceptable thing to do.
Girl.
Thank you.
But you
would
can
you
also
make
be. Well, you can also be a bad girl.
But you can also be a bad girl.
I brought you something.
No.
It's a Pokemon card. But I did hear you say you wanted to lick one of the other girls like a lollipop. So I think this is actually very fitting for you.
A licky tongue.
Don't worry about the other girls. I could lick you like a lollipop too, consensually speaking.
Are you okay?
Don't worry about all the other girls, cause I'm gonna lick you like a lollipop too.
Consensually.
Mods?
Consensually,
Okay.
with maximum consent. Look like a supermodel. Yeah.
I mean, it was a lock from the jump. He said, "You look like a supermodel." Okay, you did not. Seriously, I did, dude. I think one of the funniest was when he was like, "I'm a feminist. I love the Me Too movement."
The good kind. Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
There is
I'm
no
good,
bad
how are
kind. All women are supermodels.
There are no bad kinds because all women are supermodels. As in, if there was a button to press and I had to cut my pinky off for it to press it, and the button was to exterminate period cramps, I would literally
Facts.
cut
Yes.
my period.
Yes, that's what
Bro, we know they were Hasanabi heads. What do you mean? Hassan rizzing. Hassan the goat. Show Hassan.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit.
Heard that what?
What?
They're like, nah, bye. They ain't said that you.
I was taking photos with them. They were Hasanabi heads. Some of them were. It seems. W Unk Aura. But yeah, there were some good moments. There were some really funny moments in here, honestly.
You have to press it.
pretty good.
You cut your period off?
Nah, I cut my pinky
You
off.
feel it? How are your monthly cramps?
I don't get cramps. I just get
Be like, I'm empathetic. That's why I feel the cramps that you feel.
Yeah, but I'm empathetic though. That's why I feel the cramps that you feel.
Yeah,
I'm an
so very
empath.
basic.
No, I play League of Legends. I'm a ribbon man.
Faker's trying to. We're securing a contract to do
Me
a
and
one-on-one
Faker
with me
are
and
securing
Faker.
a contract to do a
Like
1v1.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hi.
I'm friends with New Jeans.
That's his ripcord. Anytime this man has an issue or he feels like the date is going south, if he feels like he's faltering, he just alts. He's like, oh, I know New Jeans. That's his alt. And he just alts at the wrong times. He just pulls it out every time.
Yeah.
I'm more into Faker, if anything. Tell me more about Faker. How is he?
Oh, Faker? Man,
Oftentimes
cool.
he tells me, I taught him everything
tells
he
me-
needs, everything he
He
knows.
tells me like how to like advice on how to play League and shit.
No, he fucked it up. I think he was a little bit frazzled there.
Okay. I want to know what advice he gave you.
He was just saying like press F1, F2, F3, F4 to go on other champions.
But Jason is very funny. He is naturally very, very funny. And he's very quick. Like, he might not be, the most book smart guy. Okay. But he is very quick with it. Like, it's not even unintentional. No, no, come on, dude. It's not unintentional at all. He's very good at just like keeping things smooth and just like making jokes.
What do you yap about usually?
Anything that comes to mind.
Feminism,
like feminism.
women's rights.
You're a male
Women's
feminist? I remember
rights.
hearing that.
Yeah.
All right, give me your best feminist take. Let's hear it.
I love the Me Too movement.
More power to you, brother. Nice.
Yeah. No, I'm gay as hell with the homies. You know my friend Staple Ronaldo?
I do not know him.
We kiss sometimes.
Oh, that's cute.
I made him say we kiss sometimes.
So,
80-20 split to the CEO at QD's was amazing. Dan didn't know what to do. Yeah, he is very quick with it. Anyway, so yeah, he had a lot of decent chemistry with these girls. Some he didn't have very good chemistry with, but most of the girls I think were like too nice. And the ones that were too nice, like, look, all of it whittled down to basically I came downstairs. Oh, this one was really funny when he choked.
I got
You
you.
don't want this?
No.
I told him to put it in her mouth, the chocolate.
There's
And he
another
didn't
one.
do that, but
There's another one. So, I love your necklace.
yeah, I love.
Yes, but yeah.
Me too.
wait,
But,
did he do
One
the
big
choking
family
thing
under God
already?
Type
we
shit.
were all one big family under God.
Okay, yeah, nice meeting you.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
Bro, I'm having way too much fun with this. I'm sorry.
Quality about yourself.
Worst
The best part of the whole thing, in my opinion, just the dad and his daughter. Yeah, she was having the time of her life. She is such a little slut. She loves. Look at this fucking floof, dude. She is so dead. You can't tell from here, but look. I gotta show you something. Look at her. You can see that, like, you can kind of tell maybe, but her cheek is like mushed up on the side. Anyway, sweet little baby, but also kind of a menace too. I never realized Hasanabi was so short. Yeah, I'm very short. The girlies love Kaya. Yeah, she was the star of the show.
That looks like Tulsa.
You should do this with Jason and Cutie guiding you. I think the more fun content would be if I was debating people. I was doing a 20v1 debate with Jason in my ear. That's, I think, a much better, much funnier thing to do. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I do a 20v1 where I just like debate people, but then Jason is in my ear telling me what to say. Jason doesn't even know how to debate. I know, but that's why it's funny. But unserious topics, you're so old. Okay, shut up.
I actually am looking for a new stylist.
A stylist. Okay. I feel like I can dress the dudes pretty well, though. But even better than myself sometimes.
Do you dress a lot of dudes?
No, not really. But I'm always like, yeah, a guy would look nice in that or something. You know, that type of thing. It's like, oh, that's a money piece, you know. I feel like any.
Debate chatters or something low stakes and fun. Bro, their convo was dead. Yeah, I mean, look, it doesn't matter. That's not how attraction works. Also, look at this. This was crazy.
Good shit.
Fuck, bro.
That was great.
Okay. Anyways, yes.
I was a little
Reacted
concerned.
like that means that you have 6 winners here. No
Nah,
matter who you
facts.
go with.
I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe not her, because she wasn't really impressed. But that means she's on.
I was cheering.
Okay, I'm gonna take. All right, you know what? Let's ask another question.
Yeah. So, what is this one?
I love when democracy thrives. I love when democracy thrives.
DeMarcus.
I'm a fucking yeah.
You should like run for office.
Nah, yeah.
Let's start little by little. First, I want to make sure I can run for your heart.
Let's start little by little. First, I want to make sure I can run for your heart. Oh, I'm friends with Hani. Friends with Hani.
Oh yeah, from New Jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Letting him fucking die out there on his own, I think really made it. Like it really, really, really made it. Are we just gonna memory hold that Jason shitting in a girl's shower bit? Yes, we're just gonna not talk about that. Hassan tripping put would feed generations. I don't know what that is. Is that the style of dancing when Jason is tripping out? Is that what it is? The only good advice you gave him?
Finding you the best possible date. But I don't know what you're into. Because the last 2 girls that you chose are diametrically opposite to one another. One girl is like over the top nice and definitely into you. Might even be kind of into short guys. Like it might be like a fetish thing. The other one's gonna break your fucking heart. I know. It should be ruthless. Floss your boat. Up to you. One is too available, the other one is unavailable. And I know you like the unavailable one. Yeah, I'm stupid in the same way. I get it. That don't like me. I know. I can tell.
Yeah. He needs to have his heart broken. That's what it is.
Only time will tell.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna chase her. Have you ever been in this position before? Have I ever done this before, chat?
Not really. I mean,
Oh my god!
what?
I forgot to ask for a Discord.
It's a big L.
Fuck, I'll get it later.
Wait, what happened with the sink here?
Damn! I'm so disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed. I think at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. You know, if this is what floats your boat, you're gonna have to. Life is a series of making mistakes until you turn all those L's into a W. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta make these mistakes and learn. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Your laugh kills me.
Anything that comes to mind.
feminism,
Feminism.
women's rights.
You're male
women's
feminist? I remember
rights.
hearing that.
Yeah.
All right, give me your best feminist take. Let's hear it.
I love the Me Too movement.
More power to you, brother.
That was so stupid. I love the Me Too movement. Yeah, I saw this one. Hassan looks like a millennial couples therapist trying to convince a young couple to stay together. I love the Me Too movement. Nonchalant. Yeah, he needed to be a bit more chalant. You know what I mean? He was a little too nonchalant. You really couldn't hold it in even at the end with that little slut going out. What? What do you mean? Please look at your daughter. Oh, this was funny as fuck. Look at this dumbass.
Dog right now. I don't have time to play with a dog right
Oh, she's so dumb. Oh, I like getting bullied.
Someone who I can like tease, you know? You have banter.
Oh, like bully.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I love being bullied.
I love being bullied. I love being bullied.
I really want someone who I can
At the mic, just like her dad. Yeah, Kaya loves being prominently displayed. She knows where the camera is, and she is unafraid to run towards it. What is this? +1 viewer just saw Jason Hassan on Jason's stream. Why does he get so much hate? I've heard Hassan before, and people hate on him a lot. I never really paid much attention to him because I'm not into politics. I saw him on Jason's stream for the first time, and the guy seems pretty chill. I looked up some of his politics, and I disagree with some of it, but I still think the guy's chill and entertaining. So why does he get so much hate anyways? In America, you can be openly right-wing and Trump supporter, and it's just expected for people to respect the differences. But if you're left-wing like Hassan, that's simply unacceptable and must be crushed. Yeah, one day at a time, baby. You should get a shotgun mic for Kaya at home. No. Here's the thing. It's not just that. There's a specific streamer that's been banned from YouTube and Twitch who harbors deep-seated jealousy and envy of Hassan, and his community actively spent years in misinformation. lies about him. That's why so much of the immediate reaction from people is fuck Hassan because those incels spread a ton of hate and misinfo. That's like 90% of the reason. True. Acknowledge me, please. I meant smirk, not slut. Oh, okay. I acknowledge you.
Hassan, I ain't mean to cover your. My bad, Hassan. I ain't mean to cover your sexy ass. Pause.
Pause. Reddit read segment. No, we're not doing the Reddit read segment. But yeah, I think most people when they see me in normal environments, in a non-hostile environment, will most likely recognize that a lot of what people have said about me is just like not real. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. It's just like, and the communities that I normally interact with are my friends' communities, so like they already know. But when I go into a environment that is like a little bit different than that, when I go into a environment that's a little bit outside of that, when I do these collaborations, people are like, "What the fuck?" Everybody treats this guy like the devil. He's just like a normal dude. Bouldering her way over, freaking asshole. Anyway, oh yeah, I got owned by Cutie the moment I walked into the party.
Oh! The last person, they get to choose, like, except for ones that have been stolen 3 times. They would, if they pick a present, if they pick someone, then there's one present left, and they pick whatever one they want, as long as it doesn't.
I thought it was number 1. Number 1 gets to repick.
Normally it is, but we have more presents than we have people.
Oh.
So now it'll be something like 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I know fucking gray elephant. It's not a big deal.
Damn, Hassan's right on it, man.
He loves talking about his special interest and his special interest only.
You call that a cracker elephant at home.
You're the host.
Okay, right.
Kind of shitty that Cutie invited 2 of the biggest anti-Semites to her party. Yeah. Dan KKK Clancy and Ha SS on Pike KKK you know, the two biggest anti-Semites. Yeah, I'm getting ableism attacks left and right, chat. It's not a big deal. We'll thrive and survive. Drewski cooked the Fresh and Fit boys, by the way, which was really funny. And the Fresh and Fit boys predictably responded in the most fresh and fit way possible. Hamas, SS, and Pike, KKK are, yeah, Hasanabi. Why is Jason's chat so out to get him? What do you mean? That's my chat too. What is this? Hassan stole Blau's Mew.
What do you have? He's just quietly sitting in the corner.
Why?
He's so
Name the 3 starters.
What? Pikachu?
One city was you would sit outside of her trying to go up and down the post to get the Mew. Fuck you. Make a missing number.
Rookie mistake. You're cruel. I mean, you have to remember when the cameras are on, everything I do is for content. Like I stole from Arky's friend, or I mean, he said he was his brother, but I don't know. I forget his name. Actually, he never gave me his name, I don't think, but I stole the Warcraft figurine from him, but then I gave it back to him after the Yugi. Okay. Yeah. I stole his Warcraft figurine because that's not his friend. Yeah. But then I gave it back to him before I left. And he's like, it's content. You know what I mean? Like he actually wanted it. And I, you know, I felt bad. Like, what am I going to do? I have a shit ton of figurines. If I wanted to buy one, I could buy one. You know what I mean? So I wasn't planning on actually taking it. Okay, dude, name the 3 starters. I mean, it's a fucking Charmeleon or whatever, right? That turns into Charizard. It's Turtoise or whatever that turns into Blastoise. I don't fucking know. Charmander? It's the fucking turtle, the water turtle, the fucking lizard that is a fire one. And then what's the other one is what's the other one? Holy shit. God damn. I've forgotten so much. Okay. Bulbasaur is the frog. That's it. Yeah. It's the frog, is the turtle, and is the lizard. Yeah. Nobody say a goddamn thing. He's not a fucking frog. He's a toad. Fake gamer alert. Whatever, dude. My niece knows more than you and she's 6. Okay, you need to maybe recognize that it's normal for her to know, and maybe you should stop playing children's games. How about that? All right, let's watch this. let's watch this Drewski. Says you. All right, let's watch this Drewski bit, and then the predictable response.
Got my nigga right. House call. You straight? House call. You straight? Yeah. I got that shit on too.
She got to cook, clean, fuck, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Come on, man.
We off that.
50-50 nothing.
We off that.
50-50 nothing.
Nothing. Hold your head up, King. Your crown is falling.
Okay. Talk that talk.
Yeah.
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
I hear you.
If you snooze, you lose.
I love this.
Never be no sucker and fall victim to anything, y'all.
I love the fuck. Oh God, it's so perfect.
Could be having going on. Motion is the key.
It's perfect.
First thing first in the morning, you got to get up and get you some money, and if you ain't, hey, let me get your number. Yeah, let me get that. My son richer than a lot of y'all niggas, man. You like it, son?
Is he for real or is this a joke? Come on, chatters. Drewski is a comedian. He's doing a fucking bit. He's making fun of these like Sigma grind set type characters on both Black Twitter and like Black Spaces Online. Okay, it's not just Fresh and Fit. There's a lot of dudes like this out there in every community, and Drewski specifically dialed in on you know. How am I 127 and there's still motherfuckers who never understand like any of these jokes, bro? They just chat will see a parody and be like, this is 100% serious, and I'm actually very frustrated that this person exists. That's a white chatter. No, but it's not just like you can be white and still understand that this is like making fun of the manosphere type content creators and like all the get your money up content creators out there.
You want that? I get that for you, huh? That'll get you everything you want. You wanted this. You wanted to match that, huh?
He's like, no, I just want to play video games.
Just like his daddy, boy. You love that money, huh?
I want to play the game.
You want what?
I want to play the game.
Uh-huh.
Nigga, what the fuck is that on my pillow? Get the fuck out my bed, for real. What is that? What you mean, no?
So, of course, predictably, everyone loved this. Everyone loved this. And immediately, okay, when it came out, Fresh and Fit was very mad. Does anyone have the response? They're not just the response from Fresh and Fit, but like people were literally clowning in the quotes being like, yeah, Fresh and Fit after seeing this. Like people immediately... Yeah, Fresh and Fit are going to have a 2-hour podcast calling you a bitch by tomorrow. He could do a guest lecture on sociology, and I'm so serious. Yeah, there it is. The real lame is a fat ass that wifed a verified hoe and paraded her around on the internet as if it was a W. And the crazy part is like, that still gets play, though. There's still a lot of fucking dumbasses online who are like, yeah, you got him, King. And it's crazy that it's like, it's just Drewski is an anthropologist for modern times. Yeah, he really is. And then they of course made a whole video responding to it. Let's see what they said.
Yeah, Drewski made a video on us, that fat bastard.
Also, isn't that kind of fucked up? Like he's fat, isn't he? Like every time this guy doesn't even realize like when he's fat shaming Drewski, he's like kind of fat shaming his co-host as well. Like doesn't that like it's weird. It's kind of like, it's friendly fire. You know what I mean? I saw another fucking quote too that was really funny because it's like, doesn't the other dude ever say anything? Because all the clips that go viral is just this clown fucking being over the top anti-Semitic, talking about like, oh, the Holocaust is not real. It's really fake. It's fake. I promise you, please. The numbers, like all this shit. And then he's just kind of sitting there going, yeah, uh-huh. Okay. Fed and fat.
You know, it's funny because he makes that video talking shit, right? And it's like, bruh, you're too much of a coward to even come on our show because of your sponsors and brands. But you want to sit here and talk shit about us when we're giving people real advice. I mean, if you took our advice, you wouldn't have wifed up hoe-ass Ruby Rose. That's fucking embarrassing. Dude's putting videos out, kissing her and doing vacation, all this other shit. He could sit there and say it was a marketing scheme all day. Bro, that's still, those were your lips on her, though, nigga, and that girl's a whore. So that's a L. That's a big fucking L. Over here promoting this big fucking thought. Wifing her up. Even if it's for marketing, it's a L. And you're fat at the end of the day. So, bro, if you're fat, it's an auto L. I don't take nobody that's serious that's fat. How you 300 pounds trying to talk shit about me, bro? Talking about enhancers. Bro, if I was president of the United States, I'd have your fat ass in a concentration camp, nigga, where you can concentrate on diet and exercise, you fat fuck. Holy shit.
Nice, man. He's so mad.
Yeah. Fat niggas.
I think it's really funny because he's like, you can kind of tell that the bald patches have been sprayed over. I think that's probably what hit her, what hit the worst out of most of the things that Drewski was talking about, which is that like having money and talking about like how much money you have doesn't, you know, stop people from clowning on you.
As you fat fuck. Holy shit, man. Fat niggas sitting here talking shit about me, bro. We'll take y'all niggas serious. You guys are second-class citizens in my society, bro. In my eyes, you niggas are third-class citizens. Fucking ridiculous.
God damn. Him acting like this proves Drewski's whole video. Exactly. His co-host looking down at his tub like, hey, yeah. It's just like, it's so funny to be like, people. The thing that these guys do at Fresh and Fit and like a lot of the Manosphere guys do is they just behave like they're 12. You know what I mean? Because I feel as though, you know, this kind of commentary only works if your entire audience is like 14 years old. You know what I mean? It's like so childish. So I don't know. I mean, clearly there's still a market for it. It's like, I hope they're mostly children and they're not like straight up adults. And they're not adults that have this like childlike brain capacity, because that would be kind of sad. But who knows? You know, who knows? Speaking of the kids, though, I did see another piece of drama. For talking so much shit, he's awfully sensitive. I know. I did see another piece of drama, specifically between Kai Cenat and XQC. Apparently, XQC was like talking shit about Kai and the content he makes, and Kai popped off on him. But I want to look at that real quick. But that's not the only thing I actually saw that was like weird about the whole process. This is something that this is more of a meta commentary. Don't bite. No. I'm not. This is not about XQC or Kai Cenat at all. He did the same shit he does to you and others. Yeah. I don't know if it's like fake drama or if it's real drama or not, because I thought that they were boys. But there is a meta commentary that I want to engage with. Guy's been sneak dissing X about his gambling activities in the past month. Yeah, this is one of the videos that I saw on my timeline. Kai Cenat talks about XQC for constantly sneak dissing him and talking badly about the type of content that he does.
Felix, let me tell you something, Felix, okay? Felix, let me tell you fucking something, nigga. I be holding my composure, but fuck that, nigga. Fuck you.
I think it's fake beef, probably. I don't think it's real. It's probably fake beef. But
Ass, bro. If you going to be on some funny shit, stop, bro. Like, that ass, gang. This nigga had the time. This nigga had the nerve to go ahead and tell me that all I do is bring celebrities on stream and shit like that, do collabs and shit like that and cool like that, which I understand is a big part of what I do in there. It's just the most viral. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas don't even account for the half of the shit I've already did, which is fine. That's cool.
By the way, there is some truth. Like, I don't know what XQC said originally, but there is some truth to like people saying that about Kai and Kai's reaction rather, because people be like, oh, all he does is like bring on celebrities or whatever the fuck, or make these like big ass events or whatever. I don't know if it's like XQC saying that as well, or if Kai Cenat has heard that a lot. But like, this dude has done virtually every type of fucking content. Like, sure, the subathon thing is, the subathon thing aside, like even when he's doing a subathon, it's not like he's just sitting there and not doing anything. There is every single day is like slammed with content. There's a massive production behind it. It is the closest. I think Kai Cenat's content is pretty much the closest you can get to like an actual professional stream. But outside of that, he's done like gaming shit too. He's done it all. He's done gaming shit. He's done travel content. He's done it all. And every single time he makes content, he puts everything into it. So from a pure entertainment and entertainer to entertainer, from a pure entertainment standpoint, it's not glaze if it's a correct assessment. And I say this as someone who, will watch clips every now and then on TikTok or whatever. I'm not the target audience. I'm not the target audience. I'm a 33-year-old man who does political commentary. Okay. I'm a 33-year-old man who does political commentary almost exclusively. Okay. I am not at the target audience for Kai Cenat, but from a pure entertainer standpoint, I look at this in a professional manner. And obviously, he puts a lot of fucking effort into this. Okay? He puts a lot of fucking effort into this shit. It's crazy to discount that. It's crazy to undermine that, especially when you are also a content creator yourself. Like, I think saying that all he does is like spam celebrities or cry for subs or whatever is like absolutely not the whole picture. It's just not. I'm not even talking about like XQC's own type of content either.
XQ fucking C, okay? No cap, bro. It gets to a point where 3 strikes and you're out. I'll be relaxing. I've always showed Felix support. I've always been cool, collected, never talk shit. Very cool and collected. But when there's little jabs getting in there and niggas not saying, and I'm not saying nothing, then niggas feel free that they can make even more jabs. And you know, I really be chilling, chat, facts or not. I'm on my business, facts or not. Word of my mother, bro, chat, I try my best to mind my business. I don't even address nothing. I be relaxing. Everything that happens that's a part of me ends up being connected to something else. XQC, bro. I don't know why lately you turn into this like person that's just like, every once in a while, I see a new clip of you just talking shit about me, and I'm like, damn, nigga, are you dead? Like, damn, like what the like, damn, like, you dead ass? The nigga would literally talk shit in jabs and punches. Felix, I'm on my business, gang. You said, this is what this nigga said. This nigga said, I don't do nothing. Oh, I don't even want to watch the clip. I could watch the clip, but I don't want to watch the clip. He'll glaze me. And then he'll bipolar switch and say some wild shit. I done seen him do it with Rage. I done seen him do it with Aiden. I done seen him do it with mad niggas.
Oh, yok yemeyeceğim bugün. Çünkü 2'de çıkmam lazım.
Felix, let me tell you something, Felix, okay? Felix, let me tell you fucking something, nigga. I'll be holding my composure, but fuck that, nigga. Fuck you. Dead ass, bro. If you gonna be on some funny shit, stop, bro. Like, dead ass, gang. This nigga had the time, this nigga had the nerve to go ahead and tell me that all I do is bring celebrities on stream and shit like that, do collabs and shit like that and cool like that, which I understand is a big part of what I do in there. It's just the most viral, you feel what I'm saying? Niggas don't even account for the half of the shit I've already did, which is fine, that's cool, you feel what I'm saying? Then niggas gonna say, oh my God, he only does this, he don't do nothing this, he cry for subs. Gang, I don't switch it up in so many, like we could do whatever you want.
I really think I'm too over so much of this stuff. How does anyone care? Oh, we get it. Yes, dude. I know. This community is so fucking old. I know. I can't even fucking cover something that is like incredibly relevant to the space that we're in and then and then talk about something entirely separate. Because the thing that I'm going to get to eventually is the attitude that a lot of people have, the audiences have, younger generation specifically, surrounding like going band for band. Okay. But I haven't even gotten there yet. Just let it fucking sit, okay? Let me go through it. Let me go through the commentary without you fucking crying about it.
Switch it up to international. I done went international overseas, bro. I done did gaming.
Yeah, I think Kai puts a lot of effort into his content, and he is almost like Mr. Beastified streaming in a way. Like if Mr. Beast has like changed the dynamic of how the YouTube algorithm works and how people make content, I think Kai has done that for Twitch streaming to a certain degree, but like what he does is also very difficult to recreate because you need to have a shit ton of capital to be able to do that. He was able to build his brand up to a point where he had enough money and enough clout to be able to create these self-sustaining massive events. Because a lot of these events are being funded by the subscriptions that he's getting in general. Okay. Cutie does something similar as well with obviously the streamer awards or like a lot of large events that content creators put together. They basically are creating in this like self-sustaining cycle. And if you're like a 2K Andy, you're not going to be able to do that because you're not going to be able to reach the level of prominence that you get a lot of money to fund these bigger events, right? But his production quality is crazy. Like, people look at the fucking shitty chair that he sits on and assumes that he's just like, you know, he's just like a normal dude or whatever. But like, no, he puts reality television level of effort into everything that he's doing. This is not glazing. This is just purely what it is. Like, this is just the truth, you know? Yeah. I saw a really funny and true comment that said Kai's today's real iCarly. Yeah, I guess. I don't know who iCarly is. Shots fired. 2K Andy's get popular too. A lot of people love that game. No, 2K Andy isn't like someone with 2,000 concurrents is not going to be able to have the amount of subscriptions necessary to be able to fund a massive event like this, like a massive event that he can put together. That's what I was saying. Not 2K the video game. Yes, I don't know iCarly. I grew up in Turkey, chat. Come on, I'd never watched iCarly. All right, so that's it. And I think like the criticism against them in that regard is not warranted, and it's especially not warranted because it's like it's especially silly coming from XUC as well, because it's like you're in the space, you're a content creator, you were one of the top content creators for years and years and years. You know the effort that you know he's putting into it.
And you was on my dick while I was gaming Elden Ring. You was in my chat offering me 25,000 for each boss that I fought. Every time you came back in, let's not even bring it up. No, let's bring up the facts, gang. Glaze me, bitch. Glaze me, cause niggas talk shit and don't remember what the fuck they be doing. You was just on my dick. Wait. You was just on my dick. And you was offering $50,000 to $25,000 to $50,000 for every boss I fought, nigga. What are you talking about? Like, and you's a cool dude, but you just end up saying random shit. I've seen you do it for multiple people. You too flip-floppy, and I don't know what's for what though, gang? That shit is illegal, bro.
Just FYI, X basically walked it back and said he was just bantering. He says he does it to everyone, that his community said only you, and now Kai take it seriously. Yeah, dude, it's banter to fucking say for... I can't talk for Kai, but it's not banter the way that XQC was like consistently fucking presenting me as the number one villain in his community. There's a reason why so many fucking people in his community, even if they literally agree with me now, like former XQC fans who no longer are fans of him because all he does is fucking spam gamble and shit, they literally still probably carry a shit ton of resentment against me because they think I'm a snake that fucking hurt their favorite juicer, who they now probably agree with my point that I was making, which is that if you go down the fucking gambling route, that it was inevitably going to make your fucking content stale and boring. He doesn't know I'm bantering it. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for him talking about Kai, okay? But there's hella people that fucking still go Hassan or whatever. When it's ironic that I was like I always try to fucking defend XQC and be as reasonable with my criticism as possible.
Stop doing that. You dick riding, gang. I'm not even gonna go into that, but I just kind of feel like, bro, I don't even say nothing. You said it one time, I left it alone. You said it 2 times, I left it alone. You said it 3 times, I understand the trolling shit, but it gets to a point where a nigga just keeps saying your name over and over again. It's like, is this nigga trolling or what? You feel me? It's just some random, like you feel what I'm saying? Like, just some random dick suck on a random Tuesday. Well, I'm just minding my business. Random dick suck.
Here's a clip of him going at you about this. Wait, he brought me up even in this Kai Cenat drama?
So
that's so funny. Yeah, I've been a common ripcord for a lot of fucking people because of the resentment that so many communities have basically fucking cultivated off of drama farming and shit. Your thing wasn't banter, but Kai's situation is different. I haven't seen a clip where it wasn't a joke or straight up facts. Yeah, I don't know if like Kai took it seriously and XQC was just like simply bantering because they're friends or whatever. But I think my situation is a little bit different. I often think about my old friend who always knew more politically than me and was such an ass while I was learning, and then we stopped being friends years later. How the fuck were they an XQC fan and I was a Hasanabi head? Like, it makes sense. I don't know. Yeah.
And I know he gonna see this. And don't try to watch flex and shit with me, please, because we can do whatever you want to do.
See, this was the part that
Watch for watch, house for house, M for M. I'm with it. You can't do that with me. So don't try to do some. No, I'll fill up my whole arm, and I'm very humble, gang.
And then, so the M for M, ban for ban shit is like, that's the only thing that I find so fucking annoying. Maybe it's like I agree with everything that Kai is saying in terms of like not even just XQC bantering, But like the way that people in this space sometimes interpret his content, where they're like, oh, all he does is like yell, or all he does is like spam celebrities or whatever. There's like so much effort put into this fucking content. But then like the moment that people start talking about fucking band for band, I just like, ugh, like it's just, it works though. That's what's so fucking annoying. It works. People actually care about that shit apparently.
You feel me? Like I hate when niggas do that, gang. It's like, bro,
At the end of the clip, he says every time X gets into someone, he flexes his watch, so we can't do that with him. Yeah, I know. I despise that. And I think XQC was like doing that as a joke originally, but now he's like spammed that so many fucking times that like people take it seriously. And I saw I saw a clip on TikTok. I saw a clip on TikTok. I think it was like this response or whatever. And people's reaction to it was like, yeah, XQC has so much money. It's like, who gives a fuck, dude? Like, why are people, why do people actually respond to this like that? Like, it's crazy to me that you are like a 14-year-old online, okay? And you're watching a bunch of fucking Twitch streamers who will never, know who the fuck you are. And you're defending them. Not even on the virtue of the content itself, not even on the virtue of like, you know, what they mean to you, how good it makes you feel when you watch their shit or whatever, but simply on the boundaries of how much money they have. And it blows my fucking mind. It's like, bro, snap out of it, okay? It's really weird. We have placed way too much fucking emphasis on how much money people have. The amount of money you make or how much money you have does not actually say anything about your worth, your real worth. Material possessions are ultimately meaningless, okay? You don't carry any of that shit. The moment you die is gone, okay? And the moment that you're alive, it still doesn't fucking matter. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say money isn't everything, okay? That's rich guy shit as well. That's definitely rich guy shit to say that, okay? Money isn't everything, but not having it is, right? When you don't have it, it is everything. And I know that from my own personal experiences as well. But once you get to a certain point of financial stability, it's just like it's diminishing returns in terms of your happiness. All right? But I especially don't understand and don't like people that idolize like how much money other people have. Like I hate that shit. I hate it. I despise it. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. I wish we did not have this weird emphasis that we place on how much money someone has. It's so strange.
like, bro, I be too. Even my people around me be telling me, both hands in the air, brother. I got AMP's entire net worth.
Like he's joking. I know he's joking. Okay. He's not being serious, but he's done this so many fucking times and it feels like people take it seriously. Like I think he's joking. I'm being charitable. I think he's joking. I don't want to be the fucking friend who's too woke here. Okay. I hate being that guy. I really do. And I try not to be that guy, but I think like, yo, look at all the money I have. Like all this shit is so vapid and so fucking lame. You do that when you got nothing else. You know what I mean?
On a one USB
yeah, I'm the woke of the day.
Deposit box somewhere, okay, buddy? We're not gonna go there. Like, yo, Kai, you be too. It's like, bro, I be too. Even my people around me be telling.
Like, I think XG is trolling here, but he's done that so much. You were pretty much saying this to NMP. He doesn't need to buy women bags for them to like him. Yeah, and I additionally don't understand how people in the audiences of both SEC and also Kai's audience and like TikTok comments and shit like that, I genuinely don't fucking understand how people interpret that and go, yeah, that's right. XC could buy out everything that Kai has ever owned. He's got hundreds of M's. And it's like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Especially if you're just at home watching. You know what I mean? You're just sitting at home watching in your crusty ass boxers going, yeah, my favorite streamer could buy your favorite streamer. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's an American thing. it just rubs me the fucking wrong way. It's very weird. Maybe the international audience doesn't feel the same way. They get weirded out by this behavior too. I was talking to Squeezy about this, my French friend, and like obviously he's super successful, right? He's like the PewDiePie of France. He's like the PewDiePie of like French content creators, right? And we talked about this quite a bit, and like he was saying that the French cultural attitude is that like they have resentment towards the rich. So like the Mr. Beast style content of just like making content off of money, like off of like giving people money and all this stuff, it just like doesn't play. It doesn't read the same way in France, and maybe that is maybe that's an interpretation that is a little. Like, I don't know if that's correct or not, is basically what I'm saying. Or maybe that culture is changing as well. But I will never understand that. I will never understand the people that are just like, yo, I have so much money. I'm the fucking GOAT. Money flexing is extremely taboo here in France. This would be a career-ending move for a streamer to do that. Yeah. And that should be the norm everywhere. That should be the norm everywhere. Like the whole, it's so crass. It's so rude. You will never see someone here. I'll use a concept that a lot of TikTok Zoomers care about and have learned about, right? Old money. Okay. Old money is supposed to be quiet. You will never see someone who comes from generational wealth, okay, from a decent upbringing, ever do this. Okay. This is nouveau riche shit. This is gaudy to be like, yo, look how much money I have. Like, it's just not, it's strange. It's a strange thing to do in general, I think. And maybe it's because of American culture, but yeah, boasting about money and flexing is super taboo in Finland. People get canceled for it for real, except rappers. Yeah. I don't know. Like, on principle, I don't like it in general. I think it's a very odd thing that people do. And, maybe it's an American culture thing. I don't know. It's because in America, if you earn the money yourself is a flex, but who cares? Even if you earn the money yourself, that doesn't say anything about you. Do you understand? Yeah, sure. You worked hard. That's great. Okay. You worked hard. You got lucky too. Maybe you have a privileged beginning or whatever, but like ultimately, the amount of money you have in your bank account does not mean anything. Okay. It just means you have more financial freedom. And it means that you have access to do fun shit, cool shit, whatever. But that's it. It doesn't say anything about you outside of that. That's actually something that I do appreciate about Kai in general, is that like he does normally, maybe sometimes even go a little too over the top with humble shit, where people will be like, come on, dude, like you're rich as fuck. Anyway, it removes the stress that eats away at most of the middle class. Yeah. By the way, I fuck with you. I'm just saying, you can say, why do people care about other people's money when the majority of your career you were the tax the rich guy? Wait, what? Tax the rich? Don't be a hypocrite law? I think you fundamentally do not understand any of the things that I talk about. I still say tax the rich. I say tax myself as well. And that's policy. Okay? I think that we should have better redistributive policies. If that's what if you can't understand that is an entirely separate thing versus wealthy people like flexing how much wealth they have, and then the audience reception being positive to that reality is like a very weird thing that I simply cannot contend with in American culture. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is no disrespect. Okay, no disrespect taken. I think you just don't understand where I'm coming from. Like, my position on that has not changed. He wasn't doing this until he was surrounded by some people that champion this kind of flex behavior, and he believed it was okay to do this even as a joke. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's corny. Yeah, I have seen the drama that's been going on with Shamik Moore. Is just crazy, dude. I don't know how he's just so fucking corny. Read the comments of this YouTuber house tour. They're both lucky to have each other, and it's a blessing to see them grow. Now, this is a home. Every inch of the house. Let's give them the props for getting us good content. So proud of y'all. Keep up the amazing work. Like, there is for the record, like a lot of content creators do this, where they like showcase like how fortunate they are. Okay, and they turn it into content. Finish the clip. I watched it already. It's an 18-second clip. What the fuck are you talking about? Here, you want to watch it again? Go ahead.
Brother, I got AMP's entire net worth on a one USB stick in some safety deposit box somewhere. Okay, buddy? We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Like, yo, Kai, you be too. It's like, bro.
There you go. Okay. Are you happy? I did it. I watched the whole clip again. It's an 18-second clip. I had watched it already. They meant the TikTok. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to wish you all the best and thank you for the coverage and entertainment and building this community. Yeah, you're welcome. You can talk to celibate. It's the same in Brazil too. If you're cocky about money like that, you'd be instantly canceled because for us, it's intrinsic that you need to be humble to succeed in content creation, except for people who scam others by selling courses and similar stuff. Yeah. So much of this, like there is this weird cultural attitude, especially in America. And I think maybe even all around the world now, because like American content is American culture is the world's culture. What's up? No, not yapıyorsun. Okay, tamam olacağım. American culture becomes like global culture, okay? But there's this like fascination with how much money people make. And it goes far beyond just like creating opportunities for yourself and creating financial freedom so that you can be free of the treacherous grips of poverty. Okay? Honestly, after reading what Ruby was saying, I've decided I can't watch you anymore. So that is part of I think that's part of the reason why so many of the content creators that like Drewski was clowning on also pop off in America too. There's this idea that like, yeah, we're gonna, you're gonna do Sigma grind set, you're gonna get your money up, and then you're gonna get out of this, and then you're gonna flex how much money you have, and that's going to fucking make you look that's gonna elevate your status in society, and people are gonna like you because you have so much money. It's just very it's very vain, it's very shallow, it doesn't say anything about who you are. And as a matter of fact, I'm not saying that like every fucking wealthy person is unconditionally and uncompromisingly evil, okay? But a shit ton of them are, okay? They are. So it's not like, yeah, exactly. Wealth is not a virtue in and of itself. It's not. And I think people do that when they have nothing else. You are so rich, people get mad about. Yeah. It's crazy. I do think, especially in America, it's just like we're so primed towards capitalism and the meritocracy of it all. The lie that is like, you're wealthy, you're good. If the prosperity gospel declares that if you're wealthy, you're good, you're morally virtuous. If you're poor, you're evil and you deserved your poor financial circumstances. You did something wrong, so that's the reason why you're there. And that meritocracy is real. So if you're wealthy, you earned it across the board. You know what I mean? And the inverse of that is that if you're poor, you just didn't try hard enough. When that's not the case, when that's not the reality, and that's certainly not the case. And I think it's it just, I don't know, it just makes people focus on the wrong shit. Like, be a good person, okay? I think that's significantly more important than how wealthy you are. Try to do right by others, help people. The rich hate the poor, but the poor love the rich for some reason in America. Yeah, that is true as well. By the way, your new favorite, Aliutlu wants to slap Sue Twitch for your reaction. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Why people don't just expand their knowledge when they have more wealth / time to do so does not really make sense to me. If they did, they'd likely do more to make the world a better place. Hustle culture has broken so many people's brains. If you're wealthy and you want a better distribution of wealth, you will get more hate than some rich prick just flexing on them. It's an attack on a lot of people's beliefs that they can make it too instead of pussy redistribution of wealth. I know. It breaks my brain. It breaks my brain when I sit here and I'm talking about like, people trying to uplift themselves and in their immediate surroundings in their workplace by unionizing or any number of different things, which is not even about like stealing from the rich or anything. It's literally you clawing back the fucking value that you're generating with your work that you are basically lining the pockets of wealthy people on. And people will get more mad at me for saying that as a rich guy, even though I was saying it when I was a poor guy too, than a rich guy that just goes, you're broke and you can get out of it. You're broke and you can get out of it by doing the same things that I did. Here, buy my fucking course for $75 a month. Get in my Discord and I'll teach you the ways of doing rug pulls. It's crazy. It's so dumb. People are just, unfortunately, very deluded, I think. Well, they have a few things I've found in general. They don't like exposing the wealth of people who don't have wealth as a security thing. Don't like directly helping people. Also not to have that be a part of the relationship. Being overwhelmed by raw money amounts is a trauma response to the vast scarcity present in society. that deeply hurt people? I think so. I mean, I think that plays a role in it as well. I think the more desperate people get, the worse this happens as well. Like the more desperate people get, the worse wealth disparity gets, the more they fucking valorize the wealthy. The more they think like, oh, wealthy people are powerful for a reason. They are the ordained, you know? Anyway, it is peasant brain for sure. And I fucking hate that. I hate that like people glaze Elon and do this sort of stuff. I don't know. Poor people don't want the rich to pay more or distribute more because they have a fantasy of when they finally become rich, they want to keep as much as they can. I know. And we become more cynical as well. I think that's part of the reason why people interpret what I'm saying as like, people interpret what I'm saying as like insincere. Oh, he must be grifting. Not recognizing that the guy who's telling you, you are gonna make it. All you need to do is give me fucking $75 on my Discord and you're gonna fucking make it. You're gonna be rich just like me. Look at all the nice things I own. And half of that shit is also rented cars, Airbnbs. They're just faking it. There's like a method to it as well. You just go and spend a little bit of upfront capital to just make it seem like you are incredibly fucking rich and incredibly successful. And then you tell everybody how incredibly rich and incredibly successful you are. And then you sell your course on how you got there. The course is fucking fake, nonsensical bullshit too. And then people just like buy the course. And then you actually do start generating more income. And then you can dump some of that back into making it seem like you have a lot of wealth and rinse and repeat. It's just, I feel like we used to be more cynical about gurus like this.
What it was like to.
But now we just don't have that cynicism at all. We just like lap it up. We eat that shit up. The worst part of wealth is how you disconnect from everything that lets you be rich in society. I've noticed is my salary slowly got closer to not having constant financial stress, and in my coworkers who were already there. Yeah. No, for sure. Money does have a tendency to fucking isolate you because, I mean, I've talked about this quite a bit. Like one of the examples I've always used is being able to fly business class. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you're treated like a human being when you're flying. That's it. And then if that's your norm now, that's one major aspect of commercial air travel that you are never going to experience for the rest of your life. Anyway, let's talk about Shameik Moore as well. This is kind of a funny story. This dude is
Shameik Moore was supposed.
Miles Morales. He had this like a little bit of drama when all of the Spider-Man actors have historically dated one another, and with this one exception, Shameik Moore. Okay, more like Shameik less. Yeah. Let's see how this content creator explains the story, and then
Supposed to be my Spider-Man, dude. I love Miles Morales. For those who don't know, every single actor that has played Spider-Man has gone on to date their co-star, with one notable exception. Haley Steinfeld, who plays Gwen, is currently engaged to Josh Allen. And this wouldn't be that big of a deal, but Shameik Moore has very publicly flirted with Haley Steinfeld throughout the entirety of the Spider-Verse promotion cycle. Anytime they're together, he always talks about how it's so easy.
I use my Prime so I can send the link of our Jason picture, brother. Hi, chat. There it is, yeah. The head to neck to body ratio is wild. What do you mean? It's not. It's normal. I was in it too. She's the real star of the show. All right, let's continue.
Easy to play someone who's in love with Gwen because she's voiced by Haley Steinfeld. Which made it particularly funny that on the day that Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen got engaged, he posted this shit. There's still more people to meet.
Yeah, this was crazy. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if it was like clout chasing or what. I don't know why he posted this, but that was crazy.
More opportunities to come and more chances to try, live, learn, and fly. Like, come on, man. But everyone was clowning on him. He was getting absolutely flamed, and he was pissed about it. He made a bunch of tweets talking about how, like, you guys don't care about me unless it's for the worst things, blah, 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 blah. But then a couple days later, he goes on and posts this. A video of him and Laura Harrier, who played Tom Holland's love interest in the first Spider-Man. So people were like, oh shit, he couldn't get his MJ, so he went and got another. Like, people went from clowning on him to being like, damn, this is a crazy move, we respect that. Until people are talking about it in Laura's comments, and she responds, I'm literally engaged. I don't know why that man is posting me, Lamau. But then she goes even further to post.
Yeah, this video was crazy, okay? Huh? This video is brutal, okay? I'm gonna keep it a $150 here. I'm gonna be radically honest. I watched this video this morning and it shook me to my core. Okay? Having a beautiful lady consume her ramen noodles while staring into her phone camera, ripping you apart in between slurps like this, okay? I would die. Like, I died a little bit watching it for Shamik Moore. Like, it was so ruthless, dude. But honestly, it's just like, you know, he posted this and he said, coming soon. Laura Harrier has explained that she's engaged and asked Shamik Moore to take down this post that included her. I asked him, hey, can you take this down? I don't know why you would post that. I'm getting married. I don't like this insinuation. It's still up. It's fucking weird. It's just, I'm gonna issue a trigger warning. Like, this is not for the weak of heart, okay? If you're a little fragile about dudes getting cooked, especially by, like, you know, like, this is, it's like, it's going to bring back painful high school memories of like a popular girl that you had a crush on who just says like, no, that's not what's going on. And she's not even in the wrong in this situation, okay? And maybe the popular girl in high school wasn't in the wrong either, if depending on how you carried yourself. This hits me harder than systemic racism. As a black man, my soul cries out. It is just, all right, let's just watch.
Hey, so I never talk on this thing, and I don't think I've ever actually like spoken to camera on this app. And I'm a really private person, so I don't really like to talk about my relationships publicly or anything really personal publicly, to be honest. But I keep seeing all these videos that I'm being tagged in.
A fine woman calling you a fucking weirdo is fucking dark, man. Nothing hurts worse. Yeah, no. It's just like, yeah, ramen is out. You know what I mean? Every time Shamik Moore has ramen for the rest of his life, he's going to think about this moment where he got fucking brutalized. He had a response. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Oh, no, no, no. He needs to stop posting, dude.
With another actor, and people speculating what that is. It's really annoying me because I'm literally engaged, and that's important to me. And, you know, in Hollywood, I get it. People do PR stunts, whatever. People like to get attention. But when he first posted that video, a friend sent it to me and was like, did you know that he put this up? And I was like, no, because that was taken a year ago at a party when somebody asked us to take photos together, and I guess somebody was filming it. And not sure why you would post that now. And so I texted him. We're not close, like I know him just from around. And I texted him, hey, can you take this down? I'm not sure why you would post that. Also, I'm literally getting married, and I don't like this insinuation that there's something going on between us, if that was your intention. And it's
Queen, your ramen is getting cold, Queen. Keep slurping it.
still up, which is fucking weird. You're a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry. You're fucking.
She's like holding it. She's like, I need to get these out. I need to get these fucking words out. Okay? She's holding the fucking spoon. That's how serious this crisis is. Understand the severity. Okay? She's just holding up a spoonful of soup and can't even, takes it up to her mouth and then brings it back down to be like, nope, I got more.
So I'm literally getting married, and I don't like this insinuation that there's something going on between us, if that was your intention. And it's still up, which is fucking weird. You're a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry. You're a fucking weirdo. And I'm fucking annoyed. So I just wanted to say something because I don't like that. I don't like that. And my publicist is probably gonna get mad at me because I probably just shouldn't even be talking about this and just let it go. But that's something that's important to me, and I don't like my marriage being disrespected. I don't like feeling disrespect to myself when I ask somebody to take something down that you're using my image to get attention with and not doing it. So yeah, it's weird. Anyways.
Why is she slurping the broth before the noodles? I'm lost. Okay, eyes on the prize here. What is this? You're focusing on the wrong things here. All right, you're focusing on the wrong things.
That's my rant. Thank you for watching.
Anyway, that's it. So basically, Shamik Moore apparently responded to this literally like last night, I guess, like early morning.
This is all a misunderstanding.
unfortunately is public. You know, it's really the fan fiction, man. It's the commentary. It's that's what's fucking weird, you know.
Who are these people? They're actors, man. Okay, they're actors. Shamik Moore is the voice actor for Miles Morales. We already covered it, okay? He already had a saga similar to this with Haley Steinfeld, all right? Goddamn. Also, yeah, he did the Travis Scott filter, which is pretty funny. He's like, oh, the Travis Scott. He went, don't yell at us for not knowing this shit, Lamau. I know. And the other, she is also an actress. She is also an actress. And she was also, I believe, in one of the Spider-Mans. Oh, Jesus, give her a better pause. Okay, here.
But I mean no harm. I have no ill intent. You know, it's about art for me. You know, the video
What's up, Peter Park?
Had the aesthetic of the song. You know, that's it. Wasn't insinuating no relationship. You know, I apologize for the misunderstanding. I do.
Do you care about this? Not being a dick. I don't get why it's so interesting. Well, one, it's like social dynamics between celebrities. And two, sometimes it's okay to not just do hard pipe, straight line news content. Okay? It's all right. You will be fine. Bro no longer sees color without the hope of a future where they're together. His world is now black and white. Oh, God. Monochromatic apology video is a 5D move. It really does feel less important. Yeah. So thank you for doing more variety streams. My brain got kind of cooked by the last year. Yeah. Don't worry. But it was just like, it's weird because, like, why did you keep it up? Why did you keep it up? You know what I mean? You should have just like, well, one, why'd you post it? Because you know what it looks like. And then why did you keep it up after she was like, yo, this is weird. Can you take this down, please? Like, what? That's crazy. Bruh, stop. You're digging yourself deeper. What do you mean? You don't understand that video from a year ago had a really good aesthetic and reminded him of a song. Especially when it's like, bro, this is like when content creators make the decision to become like, to become a villain in their own community. And then they just like feed into it. Maybe he wanted to be degraded by a baddie in some ways, ... I get it. I just don't, I don't understand it. Okay. I don't understand it because like the Haley Steinfeld thing was already kind of like an odd situation. And the timing of like how he was tweeting about it when it came out that she was, you know, getting married was like weird. But I don't know why he's going the sneako route of just like, I want everyone to humiliate me. Like, you're an actor, man. You're an actor. Like, why are you crafting your online social media footprint around people clowning on you because you just can't, you know, all these baddies that you've been around just don't want to be around you. Okay? It just comes across as like weirdo shit. We should have seen it coming after his banger from 2020. Yeah, I saw this. Someone was posting this. We have to work on our community before blaming everything on racists and police. One, there's still black on black violence that needs to be addressed. And two, if we know that the wrong white person could change our whole life with a false accusation. Benjamin Dixon, shut your ass up and read a goddamn book. Haley X Shamik comp for context.
Miles flirting with Gwen when I'm looking at Haley.
You're looking at her, right?
I was very happy to work with Haley.
Yeah. I gotta do this. I gotta make the movie.
I'm gonna watch Paper Moon just so I can.
So you know?
Just so I can like be closer to Haley. It's easier looking at Haley than being Miles trying to get to Gwen. You know what I mean? Not much, Daniel. How are you, Haley?
I am relatable. I enjoy the Golden Globes.
I think you'd swing from some buildings and
think so?
Just hide on the top of a subway.
Yeah.
To get to love, maybe.
Okay. Maybe if I had some security and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, she's gonna love me back.
Right.
Shut up, bro.
Why am I so like jealous?
Damn. Wait, he told Rosa Parks she could have taken a cab? What?
It's quite beautiful and amazing and strong and has all of these qualities that are valued.
Bro, this is literally, this is the new Vin Diesel clip Back in the day, in this community, when chatters would get weird when I had like a female guest on, I would play the Vin Diesel clip to punish them. The famous Vin Diesel clip from Brazil, where he's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." This is much worse than that, I think, because it's extended over, it transcends over multiple years.
As a young man. But even before we worked together, like even in the first film, I feel like the chemistry was there, and it was.
I wanna go home.
Too smooth. Imagine Haley. You know?
Jump through a portal across dimensions to be with her, and quite frankly, I don't know if I know any.
Oh, she went. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anybody, I'm willing to jump through a portal.
Can you use it as a
Maybe he's a method actor, you know? Maybe. I don't know. It's just like, it's just, I don't know what else to say about it. Is this a Hollywood humiliation ritual? No, I think he's doing it all on his own.
I got pied off. Wait.
Oh no.
I got pied last night. I'm sorry.
Oh dear God. Well, I hope my mind is just gone. It's not what you have to read out on this card next, because I got nothing for you. Pied off?
Pied off. I got pied last night.
Oh my God. What does that mean? Okay.
It means you've been rejected. I'm sorry.
There was a version of that in my brain. Sure. Okay, next. Bog roll. An absolute, this is where the jet lag has fully taken over. Wait, here it is in a sentence. You ready?
Yes.
This will really help you. Can you pick up some bog roll on the way home? It's something you use after you've eaten food.
Wait. It's good, like poppycock. That's right?
Yeah, that's right.
Poppycock.
Yeah.
One more time.
With a British accent.
I think the real reason why this is cringe is because every single person, myself included, has been in a situation where your feelings for someone was not reciprocated. And considering that this was extended and it's so public, it's extended and it's so public and it's continuing and it doesn't stop, it hurts so much more, you know? Especially because the point is you're supposed to give up, you know? You're supposed to learn, understand that it's not being reciprocated, and just like move on. You know what I mean? Move on. Move on to bigger and better things. Move on to things that are more successful for you. And if you don't do that, you know, and especially because it's so public, it's so broadcasted, it's so on camera, it turns into, you know, somewhat of a harassment type situation, you know? But this is a more normal clip, I think.
No, shit.
That's absolutely poppycock.
That's awful. Like, terrible. Yeah?
It's rubbish. Like,
rubbish.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't make sense.
Sorry. Woo! Dear God, that was.
He's like the Japanese soldier stationed on the island who doesn't know the war is over, but in this case you do, and you still won't believe it. Yeah. What is happening in this clip, dude?
It's like little babies or some kid at a ramen spot will hear my voice and then start talking about the movie, just subconsciously like, wow, I think I can't wait to see this next movie. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's very, very, very surreal. I think I had a moment recently where a commercial came on and I wasn't even paying attention, and I heard your voice and I heard another voice and then I heard my own voice. Oh, so wild. But it's
Tell people it's like if I was just hanging out with my friends or going by myself, for me that would be like Stonecrest Mall in Lithonia, Georgia, and seeing like people watch Dope.
You should be teaching your chat not to be horny or this will happen. I mean, look, the point is you're not a fucking animal, okay? If you have these feelings in your heart, you need to work to make sure that you keep them under control, okay? Because especially in a professional setting, you can never be like this. But even under normal circumstances, you should still not be like this. Because if your goal is to achieve success in the field of dating, for example, okay, openly and actively trying to keep prodding at it over and over and over again when it's not being reciprocated is just gonna, you know, go from haha, that's funny to like, it's kind of cringe. It's very cringe. And then very quickly it turns into this is toxically cringe. Oh my God, please stop, to danger, danger, danger. Okay. Does that make sense? Lil Bear, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Yeah, it comes across as desperate. And not only does it come across as desperate, it also ruins your chances with other people in the future, because now they saw this and they're like, they think less of you. Okay? That's it. So you could be famous, you could be rich, you could be successful, you could be a nice person in other circumstances. I'm sure he is. I've only seen these clips, obviously, so it doesn't present Shameik more in the best light. But when you're doing this, and when you basically present yourself as like, even just for the memes and the ha-has, if you present yourself as like constantly going after people who are not interested in you, who are unavailable for very valid reasons, you become a red flag machine.
It was insane.
Wow.
You know, it was insane for me. This side note, I have a whole story walking to school where it was my first like police encounter. And anyway, I'll skip past that. The dude was there.
That's the story.
Well, yeah, it was my first encounter, and because I had a reputation at the school, the security dude, we had to walk through metal detectors and stuff. So the security dude was like, no, not that one. He good. He
just
good.
let him pass.
This man had me in cuffs and stuff because my mom packed me a lunchbox and it had like a metal fork and whatever. And he was like, "Where are you supposed to be?" "I'm walking to school." He didn't believe me. But anyway, we really can't skip past all this. But he was at the theater when I went with a couple of friends and whatever at Stonecrest. He was there, I guess, working at the theater, and I had looked.
Okay, whatever. I don't know what like some of these clips I don't understand. Like, I mean, I don't think this is him being creepy at all. This is just like a horrifying situation that he capping. I don't think he is.
At him, I was like, "Hold on, you're."
Dude, stop it.
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Because I remember you. And he's like looking at me. I was like, "This poster right here, you put me in the back of your car, bro. You don't remember that?" Right. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things that like, that's something that came to mind when I think about one of the times I went to see my film.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we talked about earlier, is revenge isn't always doing something to somebody else. It's accomplishing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, the video from the actress from Homecoming about him, and if you want to see why he's gross. Also, not to be the friend who's too woke, but there's also an element of patriarchy that most people either know consciously or feel subconsciously, i.e. cringe. That's the role of women to pacify men's emotions. So I think this reminds people that the waiter is being polite, not flirting. The girl who smiled at you is being nice, not interested in you, type shit. Yeah, there's definitely that element to it for sure. I think it's also, I mean, this is one aspect of that's not, you're not being the friend who's too woke. That's one aspect of the patriarchy that's like made interpersonal communications between men and women difficult. I guess he deleted all of his social media accounts and then restored them to promote his new song titled Clean Slate. He dropped music after all of this.
Okay, babe. I am in my hotel and I go to sleep because I'm tired.
But also, a lot of people make fun of me for not recognizing when like someone is flirting with me or whatever. Okay. But I think I'd much rather be in that situation where I'm oblivious than be in a situation where I am actively over the top, overzealously horny. Okay. I think that's far better. Is all I'm saying. Okay. I'd rather be oblivious and aloof than, over the top and aggressive. What is this? Yeah, he deleted his social media accounts and then brought them back to promote this song.
So I really want to see you again, but take your...
I'm not even, for the record, I'm not even saying that you should never attempt to flirt with women. Like, that's fucking stupid. Okay. I'm not saying that at all. Like, remember the FaZe Kason situation with Pokimane when he took a shot in the dark, right? And everybody clowned on him, and I defended him for doing that because he did it in a gentlemanlike manner, right? He wasn't over the top. I mean, it still was kind of cringe, and everybody fucking made fun of him at the end of the day, but like, he did it in a very clean way. He did not He took a shot. He saw that he had an opportunity to strike. Okay. And he took a shot in the dark and he swung and he missed. And that will happen. Okay. That will happen sometimes. But I think that, the way he did it was was valid. You know what I mean? The way he did it was not to be like aggressive and annoying and over the top. It was classy, right? It was classy. He was just like asking to go on a date. And yeah, he took the L graciously and kept it friendly. That's perfect. That's a perfect interaction, I would say. A perfect interaction that ended up in failure, but I think it's important to recognize that as well. Does that make sense? You're not supposed to keep, picking at it over and over again after that. It was a perfect phone call. Exactly. Like, I'm not out here saying that like you should undermine yourself and that you should assume that like nobody's interested in you at all. It doesn't hurt to try, okay? It does not hurt. It does not hurt to try. It's not a problem if you take a shot in the dark every now and then. Something that I always explain to people is just like, you got to know when to move on and, recognize that if someone doesn't want to talk to you, that they have a multitude of different reasons for it, and every single one is valid. You just move on to another person. You don't want to. At the end of the day, a thing that I also always used to repeat on Chad Vice segments back when I used to do them is like, you don't want someone who doesn't want you anyway. Like, you don't want someone who just like pities you at the end of the day and goes, all right, fuck it. Like, fine, I'll take a shot in the dark. And I think some of that comes from a sense of entitlement where you're like, oh, I will be able to change her mind. If she gives me the time of day, I'll be able to change her mind. It's like, no, that's usually not the case. Okay. This doesn't mean that someone might not be appropriate for you in that moment, but then they're more available in the next. That happens as well. But reality is it's better to move on and let things, it's better to move on and let things organically come into its conclusions. Okay. I would even argue that shooting your shot in a gentlemanly way doesn't make that other party uncomfortable is the best way to avoid misinterpreting someone's friendliness and shit like that. Yeah. But like I said, I don't want to discourage people from shooting their shot in general, especially because you never know. You never know. But just always keep it to a gentlemanlike manner when you're doing certain things like that. Like, be normal, keep it cool, be respectful, and move on when it's not working. Move on to the next person. There are a billion opportunities out there for you, and you always have to remember that. Some of these things that we talk about, like some of the old tropes, like the there's always more fish in the sea. Like, it's real. There is, oh, you thought this person was your soulmate and it didn't work out. Well, what the fuck? There's a billion other people. You're out of your mind if you think that was the only person that was going to be your soulmate. You're out of your mind. Elaborate on be normal. It's too vague. I already did in this process explaining it to you when I said, don't go overboard. Don't be too overzealous. Don't be too overeager. Okay. And if you recognize that this person is not interested in you, move on. But that shouldn't discourage you from shooting your shot in a polite manner. God damn. Just don't take things too personally and get upset or offended when it doesn't work, when things don't work out in the way that you want it to. Fish in the sea narrative is hard for queer dating. No, it's not. What the fuck? What do you mean? Why would it be hard for queer dating? All right. Also, Pokimane did this new release, I think, new merch release.
Now boarding.
That's so cool. Jason is so unserious as always. What do you mean? He popped off. Nephew popped off on this. Ray was trying to bail out on the IRL stream.
Oh, wait. The last time I lied was literally today.
Oh!
I was trying so hard to get out of Hassan's IRL stream.
Where's he going?
What did you say? He wants to go Christmas shopping.
Oh.
It's at 2, but I said I'll be there at 2:30.
Damn.
I want to play Marvel Rivals, and I tried to get out of it, but he got so sad that I couldn't. I had to like say.
It's crazy.
Like, it is bad. I literally made a whole different lobby, and I had to fill for me so I'm not even in the lobby. Ryan, and Celine, and and Shoto. I literally yeah.
Good lobby, Ray.
I'm going.
Nice work.
I'm working on my addiction. I'm not. We're playing Marvel Rivals later, right, Pookie? What?
Pinky promise.
Yeah.
I told her she doesn't have to do it if she doesn't want to. Like, it was more so, it was supposed to be me and Cutie Cinderella, and I thought it would be fun to have an extra person along. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna cancel the IRL stream and steal her spot in the lobby. Take the L and move on. Yeah, I know. Anyway, this is a big deal for me, chat. It's because this is the first time that I'm actually gonna be doing like a real Christmas party. Okay? And the reason why we're doing it in my place instead of my uncle's place as we normally do it, as we've always done it, is because my mom got knee surgery and she can't travel too much. So she's going to be here and she can't be around animals either. So we're going to have, Kaya and Fifito upstairs. So we're going to do Christmas. We're going to do Christmas here. Okay. So there it is. Can't tell if the knee surgery is real or it's the meme. No, it's real. She did. She got a knee surgery and the scar is still healing. So that's why she can't be around animals. This is what the doctor said. So yeah, it'll be Janksmas. Why would that be a meme? I don't know. But yeah, I originally was just going to get the stream room decorated Christmas style with Cutie Cinderella because I don't normally do that sort of thing at all during Christmas, with the exception of having ethnic Santa. But, we're doing it here. So it's my first time, doing Christmas shopping. We're going to get a tree and we're going to get some ornaments and then we're going to decorate. Is the animal thing an infection risk or a trip risk? No, infection. All right. But anyway, all of the news enjoyers rejoice. We are getting into the Christmas market attack that took place in Magdeburg. I have to go
Live
pee really
with BBC
quickly.
News, I'm Anna Foster here in the city of Magdeburg in Germany, a city that is recovering, really just trying to come to terms with the tragedy that happened here 24 hours ago in this Christmas market that you can see behind me. 5 people were killed. We know now among them a 9-year-old child and more than 200 injured when a car came off the road here and ploughed through this market, an attack which police say lasted for 3 minutes as the car changed direction, knocked people out of the way and left a trail of devastation. Well, we've been hearing from the police and I'm going to bring you some of that in just a moment, but just to remind you of what happened here and what has been unfolding here throughout the day. You can see the aftermath really of what happened yesterday evening. This Christmas market is closed now and it will not reopen this year. Instead, you can see police who've been standing guard here today around these closed market stalls. You can see the blue flashing lights of police vans that really surround this whole square now. It is a sizable Christmas market, and even on the ground you can still see the blankets, the remains of medical equipment that was used to treat so many people who were injured here at the scene yesterday. Local hospital having to deal with more than 200 people who were wounded when the car plowed through the market. Now, we know that it used a specific entrance that was being left empty for ambulances and emergency vehicles. There have been questions about whether the security at this Christmas market was strong enough. And we've been seeing today some of the concrete barriers that had been used to actually separate it from the road. Well, there are questions about whether or not it had been left too impermeable and whether or not they should have done more to actually secure a market when there have been attacks at Christmas markets like this one in the past. Now, we know that police are still questioning a suspect, a doctor from Saudi Arabia. They arrested a man at the scene yesterday. Dramatic pictures where we saw an armed police officer arresting a man lying on the ground next to a car. And investigations are really starting now into his background and what might have motivated him to do this. The German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, when he was here earlier, said that there would be a thorough and intensive investigation to try and work that out. But I just want to bring you right up to date with.
Yeah. Are we sure it was a deliberate attack? Have y'all? Okay, dude, come on. Don't make jokes like 5 people died. Jesus Christ. Did you discuss the Germany attack perpetrator? I legitimately feel that he did it to disable Saudi refugees from seeking asylum. I got a message from a Saudi refugee friend of mine who's legitimately concerned about what could happen in terms of their social circles and their overall future. I don't know. I mean, his motivations are that he's fucking insane. That's number one. Number two, it's actually a really interesting situation. I covered it extensively on my last YouTube video. If you guys want to go watch it, where, you know, the reality of the matter is, immediately as soon as this happened, they were like, oh, it's Islamic terror because it's a Christmas market and a lot of people are racist. So they immediately were like, oh, this is yet another jihadi Islamic terror. This is what happens when you bring in Muslims into your country. All of this stuff, right? Immediately, all the AFD accounts were chirping. Okay? All of the AFD accounts on German Twitter and everyone that like loves the international fascist collaboration was going crazy over it, being like, oh, this is yet another Islamist attack, blah, blah, blah. Now, the interesting predicament here is that when he was arrested, they very quickly revealed his identity. And it turns out he was not only just like a random dude, he was actually a somewhat famous person in these right-wing circles. So every single person that actually tweeted this shit, it turns out the guy who did the attack was a fan of. Like Geert Wilders. He said, they hate us. They despise our values. They kill us and our children. We have to stand up with perseverance and vigor. No more. Never again. This is our land, our freedom, our life. And we'll defend it and never surrender. Join me and we will win. We will win. Yeah. Not only is the guy an AFD supporter, he's to the right of the AFD. He is the suspect is obsessed with the idea of like Islamic jihad happening in the Western world. He is a Saudi doctor that came to Germany in 2006. He had called Geert Wilders his hero. I genuinely think Elon is suppressing these tweets, by the way. Part of the reason why is because he's also a fan of Elon Musk. She didn't back down from the hijab police, from the Iranian mullah. She is a true hero, and Islam is incompatible with freedom and respect for women. The person's name is Taleb al-Abdul Mohsen. He replied to Geert Wilders not that long ago, you are the true hero. His account immediately got suspended. Very interesting, considering he was also a Tommy Robinson fan. Admin post. Here come the empty words of European leaders. Macron says he's shocked by the latest Islamic attack on European soil by those who's welcomed by the same disgraced lot. He's overseen double-figure Islamic terror attacks on the French people, mass deportations. Tommy Robinson is literally in prison, but earlier tonight, his social media team attributed the terror attack in Magdeburg to Islamists and called for mass deportations. It now appears that the perpetrator was actually one of Tommy's internet friends. Every single one of these right-wing fucking pieces of shit literally were immediately, once they realized who the account belonged to, who the perpetrator was, started trying to mass unfollow in real time. He went from when I first looked at his account, like the moment that his name was revealed, I looked at his account, he had like 48,000 followers. That's not a small fucking account. In a couple hours, it went down to 44,000 followers. I suspect a lot of people realized that maybe they were fucking friendly with this account, or maybe they had interacted with this account. I have if they haven't taken it down yet, I don't know, but in my YouTube video, I watched him talk to some fucking right-wing Rumble guy. Okay. Many German right-wing influencers actually followed him. We have a screenshot of the whole list. Yeah, please send it to me. Yeah. RAIR immediately posted an update to that interview. Of course they did. They suspended the account. Did you say 40K down to 44K? I thought he had I thought he had 48K initially, and then it went down to 40K followers. It's still up. Oh, it went back up. They suspended the account, but maybe they brought it back up after people yelled about it. Now, it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting that this guy was a prolific tweeter. Oh yeah, his account is back up. Okay. He was a prolific tweeter. He did not hide his perspective. As a matter of fact, not only did he not hide his perspective, but he is one of those guys, okay? He is one of those guys. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. One of those fucking rabid right-wing fascists. One of those rabid right-wing fascists that is replying to all these other fascists as well online, that routinely collaborated with other fascists online. And he was obsessed with the idea that, you know, Muslims were coming to the West to do jihad, to ruin the West. Okay? Him being Saudi does not change that reality. He is one of these militant ex-Muslim type of guys that thinks that they have found a space in the Western world by just like consistently fucking shitting on Arabs and claiming that Arabs are trying to like make Germany a Sharia country or whatever the fuck. Okay? And not only that, but also he was incredibly pro-Israel. Okay? He was also aligned with a lot of these other fucking rabid Islamophobic accounts, and he made content with them regularly. Just something to consider. It's crazy that Talib described himself as a leftist just 7 days ago in the Rair Foundation interview. A leftist? Brother, he was the thing that he was hyper focused on. First of all, what leftist is doing an interview with a right-wing Rumble account that follows Tommy Robinson, that loves Geert Wilders? What do you mean? What leftist is pro AFD? Anyway, but it was really interesting because, you know, they apprehended the shooter alive, or not the shooter, sorry, the perpetrator alive. He didn't shoot anybody. He drove into the Christmas market in a heinous attack. And not only did they do that, it was really interesting to see. It was really interesting to see, in my opinion, it was really interesting to see all of these AFD accounts initially run with this notion that this was Islamist terror, and then basically eat crow, but they are refusing to eat crow as well, because why ever recognize the truth? They're just still trying to double down as best as they can. And now some people on these right-wing pro-AFD accounts are saying it's a psyop.
The latest detail that we've received from Magdeburg police here in the last few minutes. This is what they had to say at a press conference.
The first caller imagined that it was an accident on the basis of what they could see. However, we received at least a double-digit number of emergency calls, and we rapidly realized that this was actually an attack, not an accident. Route taken by the perpetrator started at 2 minutes past 7. We've noted that he drove past the Reuter Allee. He used the situation at the traffic lights to be able to travel slowly across the pedestrian crossing, and he took the route that was actually planned for emergency response.
How was he Saudi Arabian when he lived in Germany? He's of Saudi descent, of Saudi origin. He came to Germany in 2006. He requested asylum and was granted asylum and permanent citizenship in 2016 by the German government. He spent a whole bit of time apparently trying to also get ex-Muslims from Saudi Arabia into Germany and other countries. He even personally stated that Sharia had taken over places like Canada, so he was taking ex-Muslims from Canada and bringing them to Germany as well.
Be going into the so-called old marketplace, and he turned into that route quite deliberately. A number of people on the way. He then kept driving and drove towards the old marketplace, the Alter Markt. Thus ended up on the actual Christmas market. He then turned to the right and then drove towards the town hall on the old town square.
Why do they still call him Saudi Arabian doctor if he's a German citizen? You know, BBC chose this title. Yeah, of course. Yeah, also, this is what globalize the intifada means, says Dr. Eli David. Will Europe wake up and fight for its survival before it's too late? Turns out, Times of Israel article, report, Saudi suspect in German Christmas market attack was anti-Islam activist who shared pro-Israel content. But people still don't believe it. Now, this is there are multiple different problems here. Things that I have talked about for years and years, from the ex-Muslim activists who serve the purpose of doing Candace Owens style Islamophobia, all the way to the fact that Twitter has basically created this like global Twitter has basically created this like global fascist coalition where people can get together from every different walks of all different walks of life all around the planet and collaborate with one another on new and unique ways of being racist, and how much that I think has ruined the space of political discourse on Twitter, and how much that has like actively played a role in further radicalizing people who are already obviously not mentally the most sane people. And last but not least, apparently there were a lot of people who actually saw this dude, recognized how fucking insane he was, and actually tried to warn authorities about his proclivity towards violence, like doing violent acts. Okay? And yet no one took it seriously. Twitter didn't take it seriously. None of the authorities took it seriously. And there it is.
Leftist. I'm not on the right. And what I discovered as a leftist is that leftists are the worst criminals on this planet. And I'm
Yeah. Yeah, he was on the radar for sure. He was on the radar for many people. Yeah, I like that he's like, I'm a leftist on Rare Foundation USA talking about his main action, his main political contribution. And the thing that he talked about the most was how Arabs were Islamizing Europe, okay? Invading Europe to do jihad, to turn Germany into a Sharia law country. A Saudi girl living in Germany reported to the German police in September 2023 about the danger of a man called Talib al-Mohsen, who was planning to run people over with his car. German police ignored the report and acted in a stupid bureaucratic manner. A month later, the first report, Talib tweeted threatening to kill 20 Germans, and the same girl sent a report to the police that was also ignored. I don't know the veracity of this. This is what I saw, though. Well, the German news broadcast called him leftist terrorists and wants to punish Germans earlier today. Yeah, except Welt was literally the first broadcaster that revealed that he was a fucking anti-Islam activist. Apparently she did. She did actually, I guess, send this email to the police, the German police. No, it was Spiegel. No, Welt was where we found out. I thought it was Welt that I read. Welt was the article that we read from 7 hours ago. Elon doubling down on AFD. Yeah, it was Welt that actually showed this person's multiple conflicts with the justice system. Perpetrator missed court day 1 day before the attack. Even a secular person can use terrorist motives in a phase of confusion. 1 day after the attack, the man's biography. Al Abdul Mohsen was born in Saudi Arabia, came to Germany in 2006. He has a permanent residence permit. In 2016, he was granted asylum as a politically persecuted person. In an interview with Faz newspaper in 2019, he said that they wanted to slaughter him if he returned to Saudi Arabia. His last place of residence was Bernburg, about 50 kilometers south of Magdeburg. He has been working as a doctor at a correctional facility in Bernburg since March 2020. The correctional facility in Bernburg is an institution of the state of Saxony-Anhalt for the reform and security of addicted criminals. He has not been on duty since the end of October 2024 due to a vacation and illness, the company said in a statement. Al Abdul Mohsen told investigators that his motive for the crime was a dissatisfaction with the way Saudi Arabian refugees are treated in Germany. Investigators did not want to provide any further details. Interviews and online activities paint a picture of a man who rejected Islam, who increasingly despised the German police authorities in particular and sympathized with the AfD, and who felt increasingly persecuted. In a 2019 interview with the Faz, the perpetrator described himself as the most aggressive critic of Islam in history. He's an atheist and has applied asylum in Germany because he fears persecution as an unbeliever and critic of Islam in his home country. The BBC and Spiegel reported similarly in 2019. So what's really interesting about this is that this isn't like a random person. Okay? That's what's crazy about it. It's like one of the common villains on Twitter. Okay? And there are many of them, right? Many of them Elon Musk actually interacts with on a regular basis. It's like a guy like that going and doing a fucking heinous act of violence. It's not just like a random dude with like 300 followers or whatever. This was a dude who was very visible both online in these fucking right-wing circles and also in like someone who was trying to be an influencer of the far right, and also simultaneously was like a known figure that was not shy of being in front of the media, being in front of cameras. There are so many, like you rarely ever get a situation where you got like a guy who is constantly getting interviewed by numerous outlets and very openly and routinely saying, this is my fucking attitude. This is my perspective. Okay. His motive in this immediate moment, the heinous act of violence, the motive for that might not be instantly clear, but his ideology is. Yeah, it's like if Cat Turd went on a mass shooting spree or something. He had made it his mission to show other persecuted people in Saudi Arabia a way to asylum in Germany or Australia. The man also appeared on his X profile as an ex-Muslim critic of Islam. On Friday evening, he posted several videos in which he said in English, "I hold the German nation responsible for the killing of Socrates. And another reason why I hold German citizens responsible for the persecution I experienced in Germany is the story of a USB stick stolen from my mailbox." Later, he said in the video, "The government is criminal. Instead of protecting me, the police are the criminals. In this case, I hold the German nation and German citizens responsible." So he's fucking insane, too, on top of that. In June of this year, the account posted in German. "In my experience, the German police are the real drivers of Islamism in Germany. My experience is 7 years of police, most recently in March 2024, using dirty tactics against me and other critics of Islam to destroy our anti-Islam activism. The left is crazy. We need the AfD to protect the police from them." The police were already dealing with him in 2023. According to Welt information, there was a risk assessment of the 50-year-old at the time. The LKA in Magdeburg, together with the BKA, came to the conclusion that the man posed no concrete danger. The State Office for the Protection of the Constitution in Saxony-Anhalt was also involved, but did not conduct its own investigations. At a press conference on Saturday, investigators announced that last year they had considered interviewing Al Abdulmazen as a potential threat. However, this apparently did not happen. The police did not provide any details. According to the public prosecutor's office, Al Abdulmazen was not the focus of investigators. German security circles confirmed to Welt that the Saudi embassy had alerted the German authorities to Al Abdulmazen several times. According to the Reuters news agency, this happened in 2023 and 2024. However, the information only related to the man's public posts on the short message service X. Saudi Arabia said it demanded the man's extradition. Here he is on a BBC segment. And it's crazy because, like, depending on the level of racism, the dudes who were like homies with this guy are now still saying, yeah, nah, he's still like secretly in the pocket of Islam. He secretly was doing this because he's still an Islamist. He's secretly doing this because he's like, he wanted to do a psyop against the AfD, Like, they just, remember, this is a common trope with the sweatiest, grossest, most unwashed corners of the internet, right? David DePipe. Remember when a 4chan loser actually goes out in broad daylight and follows through on all the shit that they fucking talk about in these goddamn circles, all the violence that they fantasize about, every single one of that person's allies will turn around and be like, nah, dog, he's actually gay. That's a gay libtard, dude. He was doing it for the homosexual misconduct. And that's kind of what's happening with the German AfD Twitter. People that were like people that were riding with this guy are turning around and being like, no, he's actually fucking still doing secret Islam activities. He was never really fucking ex-Muslim. Or some people are saying, can you even be ex-Muslim, really? Is that even a real thing? It seems like he was just, this is the mind of an Arab. That's just that's what it is. They are just predisposed to doing acts of terror.
I created a website to help people seeking asylum, especially from Saudi Arabia and...
Yeah, look, here's a good one. Don't let the media fool you. If Al Abdul was primarily anti-Muslim, he would have driven into a Muslim street festival. There were massive demonstrations by Syrian Islamists celebrating Al-Qaeda in the past weeks. Abdul did nothing. He waited until it was 4 days before Christmas and exactly chose the spot where he would kill the most indigenous Germans, a Christmas market. I mean, this guy's just straight up a Nazi, by the way. Anti-European hatred is not exclusive to Islamists. Remigration will not be exclusive to Islamists. Like 43,000 likes. The irony, of course, is that like this kind of straightforward neo-Nazi sentiment, okay, and he followed this guy, I'm pretty sure, but this kind of neo-Nazi sentiment is, under normal circumstances, if you have a platform that cares about its terms of service, this is the type of shit that you're supposed to ban, right? But Elon Musk has basically primed the algorithm to hype this kind of shit, slowly but surely creating a pressure cooker. Al Abdul is one of the examples of what happens when that pressure cooker reaches a boiling point. All of these fucking disgusting little cretins that were previously banned off the platform now are unbanned, and also on top of that, have reached a level of prominence. Okay? I keep trying to explain to people how dangerous this predicament is, and yet seemingly it falls on deaf ears. Are you not a part of the pressure cooker in other contexts? Do you think that someone who is actively agitating for race war and advocating to kill or deport people violently for qualities that they cannot change about themselves, like intractable intrinsic qualities like your ethnic background, your religion, or your race, is the same as me advocating for, I don't know, socialized medicine? Do you think that my radicalization is the same as this other thing? Have you no moral backbone, no moral compass, nothing steering you? You just kind of go, well, I think everything is the same, you know? If someone is advocating for religion isn't intractable, shut the fuck up. I hate this argument, okay? What are you going to do? Mass fucking brainwash people? Like, what do you mean? Okay? Anti-religious attitudes, even in the USSR, was a massive fucking failure, okay? Anti-Islamization in the USSR was a fucking massive failure. Stop with this nonsense. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that people also don't take it in the same way. Do you understand? For billions of people on this planet, religion is an intractable quality. Okay? Religious persecution is completely unacceptable. What are we talking about? It doesn't matter. I'm not even talking about it from my own personal perspective, my own personal framework. Just let people fucking breathe. Ironically enough, the attitude that you have quite literally is exhibited by this fucking guy too, the terrorist. Yeah, religion is also a proxy for race, which is why him being an atheist is irrelevant for the Nazis' perception of him anyway. Exactly. So fascism believes it's intrinsical too. You cannot compare a violent ideology, or any sort of ideology really, but especially a violent ideology, to religion. Okay? You just can't. People's attitudes shift. People's attitudes change. That's not necessarily a bad thing either. Religion, as long as it's not used to do any sort of governance, is just a fucking belief system, and persecuting people over their religious beliefs is fucking idiotic. Okay? It's not only idiotic, but history is riddled with cruelty done to those who simply believe things that governments don't want them to. I despise this attitude. The militancy demonstrated by Reddit atheists is, ironically enough, this fedora wearing dipshit also had that same exact resentment. He harbored that same exact fucking idiotic resentment. It ends up causing you to believe falsehoods, okay? Just so you understand.
Gulf region. Yeah, I use basically WhatsApp, Twitter, Telegram. If I have time, I spend totally helping Saudi asylum seekers between 10 to 16 hours a day, if I have time.
How is a belief not intractable? Obviously, just let people believe whatever they want, but you can't overswing just because Reddit atheists are annoying as fuck. The reason why I put religion in a separate category is because it is something that is so deeply personal to the way that people fucking examine the world, okay? And as long as it's not harming anyone else, as long as it has nothing to do with governance, as long as it is not used in any fucking way to harm others, I don't care, okay? And it is certainly a little bit different than, it is certainly of a higher value to those who believe than your political party that you're voting for, or even your political ideology. If you're outside of that, if you're agnostic, if you're atheist, it is virtually impossible for you to comprehend this. And I understand it. Okay, I get it. I get where you're coming from. You're like, what do you mean? I grew up in a religious household and I fucking despise religion. That means everyone else can do the same. Okay? It's like sexuality in that respect, kind of. I think that sexuality is I think a little bit more natural than religion, though. Atheism is dogmatic theism. You are exactly what you are criticizing. Yeah, I mean, it is. It does unironically turn dogmatic when militant atheists behave in this way. What's good? We're waiting. Okay, no, it's fine. we got time.
The only Arab country from which I did not have an ex-Muslim seeking help until now from me is Oman. 90% of people who approach me are women between 18 and 30 years old.
I wasn't allowed out like with friends. I was forced to wear.
I do think critiques of religion when it comes to how it breeds anti-queer rhetoric is healthy. There is never a moment where I will ever fucking give breathing room to people that say, well, my religion says this is wrong, so I don't care. Like, that's not a thing that is allowed here, okay? You can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe as long as you're not trying to enforce your standards of living and your false interpretation upon others and the way that they exist, as long as they're not harming anybody, okay? Your own personal liberties, there's a line on your own personal liberties. That line extends to other people's line. The moment that you breach that boundary is a moment that it is no longer acceptable, okay? And I hate this conversation because it almost always loops back around to the militant atheist, anti-theist, dogmatic ways of thinking. Hold on. Like, ironically enough, anti-theists end up reinforcing the same dogmatic structures. They are convinced of how right they are, okay? And even if I am personally more biased in that direction, I still get very frustrated because you end up proselytizing in an identical manner, but because you're so invested in your righteousness that you end up coming across exactly like a fucking Jehovah's Witness or whatever. And the problem here is there is no mechanism of like state enforced. There is no state enforced mechanism in this structure that will actually successfully breed out religiosity. Okay, letting the tide of science take its course and consistently continue to contextualize things that we still do not comprehend with scientific research is the appropriate measure if you want to fucking eradicate religious beliefs. Okay, it's idiotic to try to force it, especially when it offers people a sense of comfort. It offers people a sense of understanding. Not only is it silly and when turned into a mechanism of governance, it can often turn violent, okay? But it's also idiotic in terms of creating a sense of solidarity on materialist boundaries. I don't care if you are a Christian or a Muslim or Jewish or whatever you want to fucking believe, okay? As long as you recognize who's doing the harm to you, and as long as you're not actually enforcing your own religious boundaries, enforcing your own understanding of the world, your own religious interpretation upon others by subjecting them to cruelty, I don't give a shit. And it's also unique because it is very debate lordy. It is very debate lordy in the sense that, Reddit atheists do genuinely believe that they can just like debate people into not believing religion. Like, they think that if you say the right words, there is like a very sovereign citizen, almost libertarian aspect to it, where it's like if they say the magic words, like the other person across from you is going to snap out of it. And that's not how this fucking works. You can't like logic someone into a position that they didn't arrive at through logic. Okay? There is no magic set of words that you can tell someone that will cause them to automatically become a non-religious person. Oh I watched a TikTok live and I'm no longer religious.
I obviously took it off when I went to school because I didn't like it, and most of the girls in school didn't wear it. I enjoyed fasting because other people.
It is truly fascinating. It is truly fascinating to me though, because like this community still harbors a non-insignificant amount of like Reddit atheists or like militant atheists, I guess, or anti-theists in general. And what's interesting about it is that like at least you guys aren't fucking still Jordan Peterson fans. At least you guys aren't still Sam Harris fans and whatnot. But notice how so many of the anti-Islam people basically became incredibly fucking virulent racists. Like, Does that not strike you as odd at all? Virtually every single prominent atheist became a you know, one step removed, but like one step short of just like a straight up white supremacist. In certain instances, a straight up white supremacist. How'd that happen, you think? Doesn't that strike you as odd? Don't you think that it's like there has to be some level of illogical thinking there? If these guys, if all of the most prominent atheist figureheads have this irrational sense of hatred towards one group of people that comprises billions of people on the fucking planet, as a matter of fact, and actively works to monolithize them. What about Dawkins? Yeah, Dawkins. You mean Dawkins, who personally said he's actually culturally Christian and that the Western world must remain culturally Christian and we need to eradicate the Islamization of the Western world? That guy? Virtually every single I hate all religions equally people turned into, maybe I don't hate all religions equally. Maybe I just hate Islam a little bit more because it's the most violent one. They've like tried to logic themselves into that corner, you know? Dawkins next to a literal Nazi. Wait, what? Oh my God, is that Douglas Murray? That's amazing. Richard Dawkins right next to fucking Douglas Murray, dude. Now that right there is that's a real scientific guy. That's a real logical guy. Oh my science. You know, another really interesting aspect of the atheism, prominent atheism circle is that they're always, weirdly enough, always pro-Israel. Something that I have noticed about the prominent anti-theist speakers. Virtually all of them are imaginably pro-Israel. Israel is, no, they're not. Yes, they are. Fuck you mean? Richard Dawkins is a great example of this. They're also pretty fucking anti-trans too, which is interesting considering how much they care about science and the existence of being trans is, you know, it's scientifically apt, and yet their understanding of biology is, I guess, in their way, overcoming the interpretation of gender, which is a social construct. So they refuse to read the literature on that front, and they refuse to, in the when there's new information, they just refuse to reckon with that new information and just get invested in their old ways. It's just interesting. I think one of your weaker takes, I think people like Dark Matter 2525 do a lot of good, lumping him in with Dawkins is dishonest. I don't know who Dark Matter is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this person is. Why do you think I know this person? What the fuck are you saying? When I talk about like the atheists, I'm talking about motherfuckers like Sam Harris, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about people who were prominently atheist content creators and have motivated entire generations into fucking unrestricted Islamophobia. I don't know who this guy is. Shut up. Jesus Christ. You're like, oh, you're talking about like a very specific branch of prominent atheist speakers that have been around for a very long time that basically went from hating George W. Bush and you know, getting mad at him for trying to take out like stem cell research and stuff like that, to hating Barack Obama because he was far too pro-Islam and maybe even secretly a Muslim. This radicalization is something that I personally saw, okay? I don't know if there's like a new guy out there on the block who is different than that, okay? But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bill Maher. And I don't have a like I don't have a problem with the dark, what was it, Dark Matter? Yeah, I don't know why you're like shoehorning him into this conversation. God damn. Yeah, Dark Matter was an anti-SJW back in the day and has changed to be more social. There you go. The atheist on X is going crazy. Hayward Jablami, dude is amassing and following some random chatter. Oh, you're just making up new names. Prominent atheist speakers like all the people at services like the Atheist Experience or several other humanist atheist groups. Yeah, I'm also, make no mistake, I'm not shitting on fucking atheism or atheists in general, okay? I'm not. My community is 80% atheist and agnostic. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Stop fucking complaining about like oppression occurring in this community where none exists, okay? It's the overwhelming majority. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, there's a reason for it, okay? My point is, a lot of these old school atheists that believe that you could just like debate lord people into fucking no longer believing in religion or whatever have hyper focused in the last fucking 2 decades exclusively on the danger of Islam, the dangers of Islam, the dangers of Islam. Okay. And in that process, I think they've maybe lost sight of, I don't know, a ethno-religious ethno-state that they end up defending over and over again. They hate Islam more than they love shitting on religion, I guess. Yeah, this video apparently is a really good video about how he left the anti-woke like atheist space and became like a more normal dude, but I can't watch it because it's 55 minutes long and it's just him talking to a camera. This is the guy, right? This is the dark matter guy. You guys have talked about this. You really want me to watch this channel over and over again. It's funny because like, as someone who grew up in Turkey, I'm pretty open about like how much of a fucking militant anti-theist I was when I was growing up in Turkey. There are a lot of people like me, okay? There are a lot of Turkish people like me. Let me tell you, they grow up and they're incredibly, incredibly militant anti-theists, okay? My attitude, I think, changed when I started living in the Western world, more so than anything else, because I very quickly recognized that this has nothing to do with like genuine religious differences or anything like that, and everything to do with racism. Most of it is just racial. Islamophobia is racialized. Something to consider. It's not like my understanding of religion changed, but my tolerance for those who believe things that I do not certainly grew. Okay? Elon is still posting about AfD, by the way. The traditional political parties in Germany have utterly failed. The people AfD is the only hope for Germany. Classic. Yeah, I think I became more normal in that process. That's what happened. So is Dark Matter a friend or foe? He seems like a good guy. I'm not saying that at all. And no, I'm not a practicing person. Right-wing tweets like this prove your point. The terrorist clearly was unhinged and psychotic, pretending to be ex-Muslim while also carrying out an ISIS-style attack with no true ex-Muslim would ever do. The fact that he was wanted in Saudi Arabia is a strong indicator he probably made up atheism story when he fled and later built up a persona. Tradition. He should have never been in Germany in the first place. Ironically, the AfD, which he claims to support, would have 100% shipped him back to Saudi Arabia immediately. Interesting. Another prominent pro-Israel account shitting on a fellow pro-Israel account on Twitter. How do you not understand? How do you not fucking understand that religion is absolutely racialized when you hear stuff like this? Okay. It's ironic to me because she says she's probably the most famous Iranian Jew on X, advocate for Iranian monarchy restoration in Israel. And what she fails to consider is that those very same AfD freaks would probably put her in a fucking concentration camp as well, suspecting her of secretly being Muslim as well, because once again, they would do the same thing to her that she's currently doing to the other fucking guy. Ironically enough, that is what's so fucking funny about these dumbasses, that they just like cannot comprehend. The people that turn around and say like, oh no, this kind of persecution would never come to me. Okay, this kind of persecution would never come down my way, because obviously these people have the capacity to comprehend that I am not a religious person at all, or I am not of the same religious background that they suspect me of. Never forget that the first victim of an Islamophobic hate crime after 9/11 was a Sikh dude. Okay, he was shot by someone in a bar where the guy was screaming like "fuck you," anti-Muslim screeds. Yeah, in Arizona, because Islamophobia is racialized. Is not, it's not something that it just stays to like your difference in opinion. Okay. The reason why I said Sikh instead of sick, which is what you're supposed to say, is because people don't fucking understand it, because they think I'm saying S-I-C-K when I say it. Shut the fuck up.
But then,
anyway, now let's move on to American radicalism. But before we do that, it seems like Brianna Wu was trying to get Brianna Wu got attacked by J.K. Rowling. Never forget, gender identity isn't about sex stereotypes, but playing around with your hair proves you're not a man. Brianna Wu, I know that there's an angry crowd that will never believe trans women are an admittedly weird variation of woman, but for people in the middle, here's 25 minutes of Dollcast show just talking about doing our hair. Can anyone honestly say we would make sense living as men? J.K. Rowling saw that and got very mad about it and said, never forget gender identity isn't about sex stereotypes, but playing around with your hair proves you're not a man. Brianna Wu responded to her with this long-ass effort post. Miss Rowling, first of all, our show is about moderate trans positions. If you watched it, you probably agree with many of our positions. We don't support trans women in sports. We have severe reservations about the trans fringe. We don't like the way it's medicalizing children, particularly young girls, and that's considering 2 of our hosts transitioned as minors. This clip about 4 trans women having the kinds of conversations most women have. We're trying to get people like you to see our humanity. None of us would be happy if you forced us to live as men. There's a political project pushing everyone to the extremes right now. I've taken a lot of heat denouncing the trans fringe, the same people that have sent you death threats. Neither of us have to be a part of it. We really can find solutions that work for everyone. You are welcome on the Dollcast show anytime. And it's really funny because Achievement Unlocked, both India Willoughby and J.K. Rowling hate the moderate trans politics of Dollcast. India attacked us the other day and we responded. We were fairly frustrated because we don't feel like she actually watched the show enough to understand what we're doing. I don't know why. I mean, I think I do know why Brianna Wu doesn't get it, because she's just fucking stupid. Like, that's it. Okay? That's it. She's just fucking dumb. So I don't think she understands this even as a trans person, that like a transphobic person did not logically arrive at the conclusion of transphobia. They didn't logic their way there. Okay? They didn't go, ooh, the extreme fringes are scaring me. Okay? No, transphobic people think you are an aberration that must be forcibly excised from society. They think you are a morally degenerate pervert that needs to be killed, okay? So I don't understand why you try to go to those people and go, no, you don't understand. We're actually in agreement. We're actually totally in fucking agreement. Please recognize my humanity. It's just not going to happen. I'll take it one step further. I have an infinitely easier time converting a transphobic person away from having transphobic positions than Brianna Wu does, especially with that kind of fucking rhetoric. Okay? And the reality of that matter is, it's because I'm a cisgender heterosexual man. Because guess what? Lo and behold, shockingly enough, transphobic people who are either on, who have this predisposition or who are on their journey towards like extreme levels of transphobia, like fucking J.K. Rowling, are not going to listen to a trans person because their starting position is that trans people are not normal and they're fucked up and wrong and evil. Transphobia is, quite aptly put, the dehumanization of trans people. J.K. Rowling does not see you as a human being. Why the fuck would she ever do that? Anyway, Dreamleaf says, uh-oh, looks like Brianna's little pick-me act isn't working on J.K. Rowling. Of course it's not. I disagree. The only way that you can, as a trans person, get an otherwise transphobic person to no longer be transphobic is by being a cool person, being a cool and normal person, like a coworker or whatever. That is the greatest antidote to transphobia. All right? It's something that I talk about quite frequently. But someone like J.K. Rowling, especially when they're getting fucking hugboxed and getting prominence by other fucking like-minded psychopathic transphobic people online, is never going to turn around and see you as a human being. That's it. Do you get it? It's something that I talk about quite frequently. If, ironically enough, if Brianna Wu wasn't this like stupid fucking weirdo who was constantly conceding to the whims of transphobes or whatever, and was just like a normal person with normal hobbies, didn't fucking talk about this shit all the time, and somehow found herself around transphobic people, she could probably actively de-radicalize people away from transphobic positions by just existing as a normal person. But she, much like many other people, personally think that, you can if you're a black person, for example, if you kind of lean into the whims of white supremacists, then you'll be able to get white supremacists to recognize your humanity. You won't even be able to get the white supremacists to recognize your own individual humanity as a loyal servant of white supremacy, let alone other black people. That's not how this works. It's ridiculous. Are you always like this, or was yesterday just special? I don't know. Are you going to show up to my house and throw me off a building? Good stuff. Where does the throwing people off buildings Islamophobia meta come from? I think ISIS. Does she mean that in a racist anti-Islam way? What does that mean? Yes. this is why I always tell people, like, you can't hug and kiss conservatives and like lean into their insanity. Okay, you can't do that. Like, that's not, if your goal is to actively decouple them from the whims of reactionary sentiment, you can't do that by compromising with them and telling them, like, you know what, honestly, you're right on this. Okay, you can't tolerate their intolerance, because their intolerance is inherently illogical. Their intolerance is not coming from a place of genuine concern, but pure anger. And oftentimes, it is a very apt mechanism of distraction and deflection away from the real vectors of harm in contemporary society. It's stupid. This doesn't mean that you should, like, I don't know, actively treat anyone and everyone as though they're fucking Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? Like a professional villain. But it certainly means that, it certainly means that, like, stay true to your convictions and try to find areas where you do agree that do not pertain to shitting on trans people or shitting on black people or capitulating to white supremacist ideals. You can stay civil, especially when you're having a conversation with, you know, normal conservatives who are victims of propaganda themselves, understanding that they arrived at these positions due to so much social conditioning. Okay? Yo, you just said not to compromise. You need to be more careful with your words. Yes, never compromise on your values. The fuck do you mean? Never compromise on your values and never capitulate to right-wing framing. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that you should also be antagonistic or aggressive to your fucking some random conservative person that you met. Okay? I try to play this delicate line fairly well to the best of my ability. You can find similarities, you can find shared interests, you can find areas of civility, you can find areas where you're in agreement. That is how you're supposed to do that. That is actually a very successful way, in my opinion, of actively de-radicalizing people. But the similarities that you find should not be centered around how you also personally think, yeah, some of these trans people are fucking weird and gross. Like, creating a permission structure to shit on trans people is fucking stupid, because all of a sudden now you're just continuously normalizing their attitude. You're giving them additional security in their bigotry rather than try to decouple them away from this bigoted way of understanding the world. Now, of course, Charlie Kirk himself is not, you know, a random conservative guy. He is actively working to create more random conservative guys and doing it fairly successfully. He is a part of a major machine, and his wealth and his prominence in this world relies on him successfully doing so, relies on him actively turning people more conservative.
Damn, this guy's good.